Hey, and we are back and looking at the bars. Everything should be coming through as usual. Again, if the music's too loud, just let me know. It's the same as it was last time, and no one complains. I'm just going to assume the music is fine. I'll also can I pin things in chat? Maybe if the music is too loud, let me know. Maybe. Can I pin? I can pin. Beautiful. This is like my 20th stream now. I have finally learned the extent of my streaming powers. I can pin messages. It's a new day. It's a new day indeed. But we're back. We're back regardless, and it's good to be back. I've been sick as a duck, sick as a chick, with just cold. It's not flu. I wouldn't go as far as it was flu. The closest flu would likely be just man flu, right? Just cold. So my voice is a bit crackier, a bit croakier, a bit sore. But we're here regardless, and we're here to talk about a bit of Warcry. Maybe have a few games here and there, if anyone fancies a cheeky game, as per. But it's a good time. It's an exciting time because our boy, it's not my, but it's everyone's boy, Andy, from the south of England, has announced and put together a new event, and it's very exciting, in Bristol in November. Now, I do want to get the actual link to it. Alas, I also suck at this, so if it was 2 seconds, I will find the Eventbrite, because it's worth putting in the chat. As a thing that people should, if they want to go, I'll be going there, more than likely. I fully intend to go, I should say. But Andy did the mission pack for Storm in the South, the Southampton event earlier in the year, and it was a very fun pack. And he's doing one in Bristol now as well. I believe he's running it. Likely using, I think, the same pack. I haven't looked into it specifically yet. And yeah, so check that out. It'll be a really good time. And because of that event, I am super excited to dabble in all kinds of things. But more importantly, if you've watched other streams and videos, most recently my the biggest facelifts in Warcry. Try Cohort, right? Terratic Cohort, or I think I called them like Swoleratic Brohort, I think. That's the title of this video. That's good. Alex, how's it going, man? Always good to see you here. But yeah, we are absolutely 100%. Can I pin this as well? Can I pin multiple things? I can replace. Excellent. I've got a cheeky pin up here. What's the event called? Actually, I want to pin this, but I can see at a glance exactly what the pin is and why they should absolutely click on it. Warcries in the West. Warcries in the West. Tournament. Shabadoosh. Pin. Excellent. We're learning pinning. It's my new thing. Love to see it. Excellent. So with that in mind, if you've been watching other streams, if you watched my facelift video from this week, I'm a huge fan of the 5 2nd edition bespokes that got massive buffs. And unfortunately, I didn't include a Skirkin 2 blades. I got a comment. I got 2 DMs, and I think it was 2 comments going, "Where's the Skirkin 2 blades?" And well, the reason why Skirkin True Blades weren't in that video is that they didn't get a facelift, sadly. As nice as their models are, as funky as their stats are, like 3646, that's a fun profile. Like 2634, that's a fun profile. These are fun profiles, right? Like, you know, this 2-5 little Bone Hills Falchion, kind of swanky. You love to see it. But the only change they got was on the Curse Blood, right? I think that got a 10-point decrease, if anything. Yeah, so it got a 20-point decrease, and that is nice. Like, don't get us wrong. I've always liked the Cursed Blood. 1, the model's cool. 2. It's never been awful. 25 wounds, decently fast, right? 4524. If I had 5 crit or 6 crit, it would be wonderful. But as it stands, right, 160 points for a 4524 with 25 wounds. That's not a bad profile. It's nice and fast, nice and nippy. It shuts off reactions, I believe, on a double. Yeah, so it can stop the dispossessed being nightmarishly evil, or other powerful reactions. Like Vex More's reaction can get shut off if you've got like a if you're taking Vex More with like Lascavia or something, right? You can maybe turn off that reaction. There's a few things you can do here. So the Cursed Blood's not too bad, but like, this isn't a change that fixes these Skirk True Blades, right? Alex, so question, would the True Blades be better suited with a points drop like Claws or up stats to make them a fully mid-range kill team? So, it's not like Games Workshop to change stats on a warband wide scale, unless they're reworking the faction from the ground up, which they've never done for a bespoke between editions, right? It would be very unusual if they went in and basically gave everyone +1 attack, because that's the solution, right? The way you fix a Skirk True Blades is to either drop their points aggressively, so you can take more models and have a good time, or you give them an extra attack. Universal, everything, +1 attack, and that fixes their issue, right? Because currently, like 2525, it's not really good enough, right? 2525 on the glaive, also not good enough. 264, it's a fun profile. It's not good enough. You don't have enough volume, right? The volume of attacks is too low. They all need an extra attack, which is 25 points worth of blessings, which is just not attainable if you want to take these things. The thwart takers are fine. Frankly, even the flail's probably the better one. But there's a universe where the Bone Hilt Falchion is also pretty good. But again, it needs 3 attacks. All these 2 attack profiles are too low. It needs 3 to really do anything, and that's where Onslaught comes in, right? And Blessings. But you can't rely on those things, because the Blessings are too expensive, and Onslaught is just not... You can't use it on the whole warband, right? That's the issue. And even the Exemplar needs that +1 attack. You just bless him for that, though. But if there was a way to give them all +1 attack easily, I think the only way to do that would be as a battle trait, potentially. So like have a battle trait refresh. Because the issue, so one of the issues, if you were to give like the Skirk Exemplar, give him the same price, give him +1 attack, he becomes too good as an ally. So as a way to potentially prevent the Exemplar being too good as a death ally, whilst also making him better, right? Which you want everything to improve in the Skirk True Blades. The best way to do that is to battle trait lock the buff. It would simply be remove this one, Worthy Draft, which is not very good, frankly. One, because you have to kill something with a hero rune mark or that has a lot of wounds, and you might heal a single wound back, which is terrible. But if you change this to something else, right? So like I don't know, something fancy, right? Like something like savage, repressed savagery or something, right? Something like a Skirgany, and it's simply models with this battle trait gain +1 attack to their +1 attack to their +1 to their attack characteristic. And now what have you got? You've got a fixed warband. The whole warband now has +1 attack. But it's not breaking the ally system, because the Skirk Exemplar, if you take him out of that scenario, he goes back to 3 attacks. If you take allies to revive your newly powered up guys, you lose your trait, so you can't revive. So it heavily encourages them to stay in faction, whilst also giving them the stat buff they need without breaking the game, which is like the trick. And I think battle traits are the way to do that. Will they do that? Probably not. Like that's like, you know, that's like a pipe dream that I don't think that they'll ever actually do that. Might be too big brain, right? No offense to the Games Workshop design team. They might see other issues with that idea that I don't see. I don't write the rules, of course. But that's how I would maybe do it. Option 2 is to like cut all their points aggressively, including the Skagan Exemplar. Again, he's like the best value model here. He's a fairly uncommon but still taken death ally. If you were to drop this Skagan Exemplar by like 10-15 points, he would be taken much more often, and actually give the wielder of the blade an actual combat based rival, which is what we need, right? So with Vexmore, like, people see Vexmore as an issue because he's everywhere, and Vexmore's been nerfed, and they're finding new things, and things have been buffed to bring them in line with Vexmore's points costs to give Vexmore some competition in his points category. Wield of the Blade is almost as taken, but no one complains. Comparatively, people don't complain about that, but it's still a list killer. It kills the diversity of death lists because the Wield of the Blade is too common. So how do you fix that? You give him competitive rivals. In this case, you could actually drop the points cost of this Skagan Exemplar by like 5-10 points, maybe 15 if you're getting a bit spicy, and make him like a flat 190. And really compete there, because the Wield of the Blade has loads of strengths over the Exemplar, so it still wouldn't be I'll always take the Exemplar, but you have an option that is reasonably priced and hits like a ton of bricks. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, practically everything here could go down like 10, minimum 10 points. Easy 10. In a similar case to the Blood Whelps, I could see the Acolytes going down to 75. They are actually better than Acolytes in most cases. Like the Throat Takers have extra crit, as do and obviously the Falchions have less range but more crit and strength over the Claws of Karanak equivalent, the Blood Whelps, right? With their spears and their flails. So these are like 75 or 80 points would be great. Flat like 100 aesthetics might be a little bit bonkers, but also like maybe. And honestly, if the Curse Blood went down another 10 points and just like a flat 150, that would be hilarious. I'm a big believer, because I was calling for the Hound of Wrath to go to 150 for like a year. I think I did a video on it with Claws of Karanak where I was saying just drop the Hound of Wrath to 150. I think any cool big toy in I think any cool big toy in the bespoke should be like 150, because it's too expensive to really spam, and it encourages you to take it, and it can't really break the game because you can't add it up. So you can price them aggressively to encourage the taking. And a 150 Curse Blood, bearing in mind, I think this thing was like 200 points at one point, right? When it was first released. I think we actually checked that. Maybe not. So I think it got reduced. It's been reduced by 30 points overall. So it was what, 190 points at launch. If we drop this down to a smooth 150, that'd be really good. I think I'd really enjoy that. But yeah, the reason why the Skagan Trio Blades were not mentioned in that video, much to the upset of a few people, is they didn't get enough changes, and it's really sad. They need more. I'm hoping in any future FAQ they do go and look in at Skirgans. Corn Demons as well would be nice to have a little gander at. Maybe even revisit the Pyre Geists again, because I think they could really go in there and like dial up the quality of life on the Pyre token. Either let you place it more effectively, have the AoE be bigger would be nice. Both would be even better, like place within 1 inch and then of like the target who's been cremated, right? And then also have like a 2-inch bubble would make that system much more enjoyable to use. I wouldn't even be against it doing damage if you know how there's traps like is it Bushwhacker has a trap, Mollog has a trap where if you move at any point within like a radius of the trap, then you take like the damage, right? So it's usually like 2d6. I wouldn't be against having a bigger aura, still doing damage at the end of the turn, but also if you move at any point through it, you also take 3 damage, just to really give it that area denial aspect. Use it to block doorways, use it to block narrow corridors, all that, like narrow corridors or pathways on a map. There's lots of ways of making it more impactful, and when you consider that the tokens are clearly intended to be doing damage, because before their battle trait, that's all they did was do damage, or that's all, so that their stats are lower simply because you're intended to do damage with the Pyre tokens, and you don't. Even with the changes, it's unlikely you'll do damage with their reaction. It's still unlikely you'll actually do damage with Pyre tokens. So there's a lot that can be done there to fix them as well. Beside the point though, Skirk and True Blades need help, and if they ever do get the help they require, I'll be very excited to one, play them, and to do another facelift video going over the Skirk and True Blades. But for me, it's the Terraria cohort, man. These guys give me so much joy. The joy I feel in my heart when I play a Terraria cohort is unmatched in Warcry. I find them almost unbearably satisfying to play. It's so much fun. When I think about playing Warcry, nowadays I'm like, man, what do I want to play? And like 100% of the time, it's Terraria cohort. It's a mixture of their abilities. It's a mixture of like their quad. I find so much fun. It's really powerful for one, and it's just a lot of fun to think about and then use and execute. It's great. I am a sucker for their battle trait, for their deployment shenanigans, even their reaction. Got a massive buff, massive fan of that. Like, there are kids outside screaming bloody murder. I assume if they're not being killed, that they're fine. If they're screaming like that, I assume they're fine, because you just throw them, you give them back at that point, because Jesus Christ, they are going at it. But yeah, Terraria cohort are just, the changes to these guys were just great. I don't even think I would change anything else with them. Like, I think a lot of the factions that were changed could still have, the 5 facelifted factions have all gotten substantially better, but they could be made even better with additional changes. And frankly, the Terraria cohort, I don't really think need anything. Like, it would be nice if their Wild Dice gimmick was made a bit cheaper, so they could more effectively access their powered up states. That would be nice, but it's not required. Their abilities without the powered up state are already great. So I'm not a massive, like, if that was to never happen, I wouldn't be too sad about it. But I love their profiles. And Alex's list, I believe it was actually Alex, from War Chat and the members, who suggested this list to try out. And I'm not one to steal a list, so I would forever credit this list to Alex. Is to take, like, I believe it was a 9-man list consisting of a Centauri, 3 Cycloptians. I picked 2 Dreadglaives to 1 Bident, because I really do like having a Bident. Either like, if I've got like, it's a 50-50 split with priority on Dreadglaives. So if it's an odd number, I'll take more Dreadglaives, right? Because I really enjoy the Bident for that range 2. And I am a sucker for crit 6, because of course I'll always bless this guy to be 3-5-1-6. It's too funny not to. I refuse not to do that. And then you just fill out. You fill out onto these dogs. So Alex suggested it was either this variant. Let's full screen that. This variant, which is exactly 1,000, with a heavy emphasis on dogs, which are great value. If for 70 points, 3-3-2-4 is a great profile. That moving 4 is fast enough. Toughness 4 is tough enough. 10 wounds is nice. The only weakness is purely more than half your warband can't carry treasures. So in that kind of mission, you may struggle. You'd have to make sure your treasure carriers are able to get those treasures and not die, because you don't have much wiggle room there. Thankfully, you are disgustingly fast. You can deploy practically on any treasure token that you need to, and then use bestial leaps to jump away and run away and get out of dodge. So you have play there, but if you start losing guys, gets a little bit trickier, right? But bar that, this list is rather spicy. Joe, hello man, how's it going? Joe, are you going to Bristol by any chance for the Warcries in the West tournament? But yeah, this list, I didn't run this list on stream, but this is one of the variants Alex suggested, and it looks pretty spicy. 10-man tri cohort. You can have a 4-man group. You try and get the 4-man group to Outriders, right? You pick one group and they get to play for the forward. If you can get a 4-man to do that, you might even make it all of your big guys if it'd be really spicy. But I think the actual solution is to go the Centauri, maybe 2 Mortex, and that would be definitely a Dreadglaive and the Bident plus a Prowler would be the 4 that I would probably put in Outriders, and have that big 4-drop just deploy wherever you want to deploy thanks to that amazing trait. And then pressure or play keep away or consolidate, however you want to play them, you can do it that way. So that'd be really funky, I think. But the list I actually took, which was also a list he suggested, was just drop a Prowler. And this gives you 70 points of blessings. And normally dropping a whole model for blessings is not considered a great idea. I am well known to do this though. Quotes, like bunny air quotes, famously, I did that with my Untamed Beasts, where I deliberately dropped a whole model just to get more blessings. It was 55 points of extra blessings on top of like the 30 I already had. In this case, I'm dropping 70 points to get 70 points. And I also ran 100 points of blessings in Vulcan Flameseekers at one point as well. So I am incredibly greedy with blessings from time to time. And this is a bit of a greedy build, but when you're going from 10 to 9, it is a big downgrade because 10 is a really nice number, especially when you're using things like Outriders to take a third of your warband and you have a big deployment group to move forward. But 9 is still big enough. 9 is a good number to have with this kind of list, and with 70 points of blessings, you can do all kinds of things. For me, I decided +1 damage on both Cyclopeans with Dreadglaive was the way to go. A 3-5-3-4 is a really nice profile. That's a Chaos Chosen profile. These guys aren't quite as good as a Chaos Chosen. They're just as killy, but they have less wounds, less toughness. So they are worse in that regard. However, they have access to all the great abilities that the Tri-Cohort have and that the Chosen don't have. Right? The Tri-Cohort do not have. So the Chaos Chosen don't really have many abilities, whereas these guys absolutely do. The big one being Bestial Leaps, meaning they can just jump into combat with charge and attack twice, which is something that the Chaos Chosen cannot do. So you're paying about, I think you're still paying less than a Chosen for the stats of a Chosen on offense, and you're having a slightly worse defense, but having abilities. So I think it's actually a pretty solid profile to operate under, and for a great price at that point. From there, that's 50 points, so you have 20 points left over, and then I just put crit on the Centauri and crit on the Bident. 5-4-2-5 is not the best profile because the strength 4 is a bit low, but you know, jumping in, getting 10 attacks, crit fishing, potentially critting on a 5+, potentially doing Unleashed Rage. So one crit becomes 2 crits or even 3 crits. The Centauri can really pop off with that because he has the most attacks in your warband. He's the best person to do, I forget every time, it's called Unleashed Rage, right? He's the best person to do that. So if you enhance his crit, he is more capable of landing those bigger, meatier hits, right? No one wants to take like, oh, my Centauri like hit like 2 times and then crit once, but that crit's actually a 15 damage crit, right? Like no one wants to take a 15 damage crit, and it's very likely to happen on a Centauri. And of course, the +1 crit on the Cycloptic Bident means you are just occasionally landing those meaty crit 6s, and I am a sucker for a good 1/6 profile. It is one of my favorite profiles in the whole game, second only to a 2/6 profile. Things like Lost Verlaine, Thrall Masters, these are like 2/4, 2/6 profiles. They are supremely satisfying because they'll do nothing or they will kill everything, and there is no in between. Joe says, blessings are great. Blessing great is fine on big number gangs. Okay, yes. I'm trying to interpret. Yes, I agree. I think if you already got a big warband of like 9 or 10 guys, dropping a guy for the blessings can really help elevate that. I think an extra prowler would be nice, but also having your Mortex be more damaging and more reliable, and having more synergies with your own abilities by having those blessings is better than the extra prowler. So there's definitely space to go blessing heavy, and this is one of those cases, right? I believe so. I like 1/6 profiles. I would like to. I believe Soulblight have a 1/6 profile, like as a basic guy, like a basic dude with 1/6. I want to see if I can potentially make a list with just a whole bunch of them, because it could be funny, right? Is it the Viacos? Yeah, they're 1/5s. That's not really what I want. I wanted 1/6. I can bless them that. I can bless them up, right? So it'll be 4/4 1/6s blessed for 1/4/5. That's the squishy toughness 3. Movement 8's nice actually. That's staggeringly fast. What abilities do they have? Like, is it possible to run an almost entirely Viacos blessed Bloodbound list? Until the end of this explanation, do not count. Okay, so they can also fly. Sweet. So they're made of paper, but they can fly. For a leader, though, we need a leader who's equally as like bonkers of a profile. The Vargskia isn't it, though. Because he's not a leader, obviously, so I was just maybe stupid. Vampire Lord, maybe. 4/4/2/6 is solid. What about Prince Deval? It's about Prince Deval, right? Thanks for the shout out, man. Dude, I really appreciate it. Alex, don't even. That list was amazing. I'll shout that list out for days. I'll if I run it at an event, which I'm tempted to do, I'm pretty set on bringing either Tricohort or Pyregeists, if I want to be a bit crazy and take Pyregeists to a competitive event, because they're good, but I still don't think they're competitively viably good on a winning stage kind of thing. Then I would even name it, right, like Alex's Tricohort list, because it's important to shout out to people who inspire or even give you a list, right? So Vela's von Fane, 100%, right here. She's a Viacus Bloodbound. Honestly, the fact this exists, right? That these are the same model, right? Like almost. She has less strength, but more wounds, more toughness. Is 30 points cheaper. She is a lot slower, to be fair, right? But like in this kind of like we're going to crit fish for days list, I think Velas von Fane is an absolute must-have. She of course has Thrill the Hunt, so she is gaining +2 attacks and strength. She's actually a 6/5/1/6, which is quite good because of course she will be getting a crit blessing no matter what. Anaya's Curse Spawn might also be taken purely because he'll only be a 1/5, but Fly, he's also tougher and cheaper than a Viacos, so it might be better to take an Anais simply for the fact that he is cheaper. And also Garath is also cheaper. To add insult to injury, Garath is also cheaper than a Viacos. So I think it might just be a case of taking all of them. From here, for blessings, I would like Deval to get +1 damage. Oh, Joe, that was meant to be Blessing Greed is fine. Yes, Blessing Greed is fine in a larger warband. It is. Like, if you're cutting your warband down like a mid-range and they're veering close to an elite warband at that point, it's likely not worth it. But if you've got a big old hunking chunk of guys, just cut a guy. Have some fun. Blessings are fun. I'm concerned with this list though. I don't think I can actually get enough numbers, which is a concern because the Viacos, everything's expensive currently, right? So if we go like, yeah, like if we were to take this, it's a 7-man warband, which is not enough for one. It's not enough. And I can't bless as freely as I want. I would like to put crit on everything if I could. I can't. I would love to. In this case, I would probably just crit all 3 Viacos and then just accept the fact that Velas and Anais are not crit blessed. That might have to be the case. Might even be the case to pansy out a bit and like take some 1/5 skeletons. Blessed, of course. So they're 2, 3, 1/5s. So potentially go that route to keep that crit high and just like crit fish away. The temptation is real. The temptation is very real. Alex, also I have a 3-year-old and no spare time. Giving you lists is how I see my list get played more than once a month. That's fair. No, that's fair. My little one just turned 2. And yeah, getting real life games in can be quite tricky. This is where Friday night stream is coming to play for most of my games nowadays. Is actually doing them on stream. Or going to events when I get the opportunity. But I don't think this list has any legs. Going from 8 down to 7 is a pretty big change. I don't like playing super elite lists. That's fair. That's fair. I think that would be maybe a bit small. Going down 8 to 7, you are veering towards the elite. Then that is a little bit too small. I think I would agree with that for sure. Oh, I could take Cassandra, right? She's another like blender. She's expensive though. Hot diggity damn. Like, I don't think I can afford her is the issue. Yeah, I'm like 25 points over. She is a hero though, so we could just not take Deval. That just feels like not the best idea. Kado is just so much worse than Deval. Again, he's got more base strength, which is like, sure, whatever. And he's got more wounds and toughness, so he does have better stats than Deval, noticeably. But Deval actually is stronger. He has the ability to go to strength 6 and also get 6 attacks, so he's substantially better. And I don't think I'd be willing to drop Deval for Cassandra as the hero choice here. Garath doesn't fit the theme. I just don't think we're going to get there. The dream is here, but I don't think the points are going to add up. I've gotten distracted by the theme here, but we're going for it. We can take a 1/6 zombie in Crack Tomb. And then something like this. So there's no blessings here, so I would have loved to land blessings to give people higher, go to crit 6. But it's just, I don't think it's possible with what I'm trying, with like, to get numbers. Like, the only option here is to be to take 7. Drop that spear. I've got 50 points worth of blessings, and for this, it would be a case of hitting up everyone bar probably Cassandra with +1 crit, I think, and Deval as well. Sorry, so Deval and Cassandra don't get crit. All 3 Viacos get it. Velas and Crack Tomb potentially drop a Viacos for Ananias, save 15 points, and then bless Cassandra could also work. We're getting there. We're putting together the sauce here. Okay, so it's 65 points. It'll be 5 points just floating somewhere. So we slap on everyone but Deval gets +1 crit, and that's the list. 7 man, 7 vampires plus Crack Tomb, who is, for theme alone, he's the guy who opens up their coffins and lets them out. There we go. Everyone has 1/6, 2/6, or 1/5, and they've all got 4 attacks minimum, bar Crack Tomb, to go in there and just try and crit fish for days. This could be quite interesting. It won't be good, but I think it'll be funny to play. Alex, Deval, Velmorn, Aurelius. Let's build it. I'm going to put this in chat just because I don't want to lose it, because actually it looks pretty spicy. Can I put it in chat, little Les? It's too big. How dare you? Aha, it's in chat. Right, let's slap on Alex's. Oh, Joe's got some too. I'll check out Joe's in a second. So it was Deval. You don't see Velmorn anymore, which is sad. I do enjoy it. He has a 4-4-2-5. He can be a 4-4-2-6. That's a good shout. With the Velmorn, Aurelius is also a really good shout. Aurelius is shockingly underpriced. So that's our heroes lockdown. All of Velmorn's minions, which is not a bad backbone. Boop, boop, boop. Vlash, Bolt, Ion, and Coil. Coil, Ion, Vlash, Bolt. I tell you what. Just by the sheer fact this has Aurelius, who's fantastic, Deval, who I personally love, and I think a fair few Soulblight players also quite enjoy Deval. Morlock, Velmorn's great as well. Velmorn's Graveguard are also pretty spicy. And of course, the lightning zombies are always good. With the 40 points left over, there are a few things you can do here. Damage on Deval would be quite nice. Then crit or probably crit or strength on Aurelius, so like strength on his range attack on Aurelius, or maybe crit on Velmorn. You can also do the crit thing, which I enjoy, and give all these zombies +1 crit, so they're 3/3/1/5s, and have a really good time just like crit fishing again. So So that could work too. And then suddenly your zombies are arguably more threatening than the Graveguard, which is entertaining. Joe, I have a bunch of 10-man list goblins from last week, and undead, and a 14-man range list. Is that all goblin shooters? It better be. It better be all goblin shooters. Let's have a look at that list Joe sent there. Right, so yeah, so Giant Loss, always a good pick. Coil, Ion, Bolt, I assume Vlash is in here too. Vlash. Regulus, maybe? Nope. Black Knight, ooh. Big fan of Black Knight. I'm really glad Black Knight's actually see play now. There was a time, way back in the day of like early first year or so, maybe, of year and a half maybe, of Warcry, where things like Black Knights just weren't taken for reasons unknown. Like just weren't, right? Like 125 points for 20 wounds moving 8 is incredible, bearing in mind that these are like only slightly worse in terms of their actual attack stats than Viacos Bloodbound, right? Like, they're great. Fast, durable, a good piece to win with, and cheap, importantly. With Brutality, for +1 damage, a 3/3/2/4 Black Knight. What a legend. I wouldn't have thought about doing that, but that just seems hilarious. Graveguard with Blade. Where are we at? Shabadoosh. And then it's Thane fourth and last, and Helm the Hewer. And we end it out with a Wielder of the Blade. Wielder of the Blade. To round it all out. And you have the points to then give him +1 crit on the Wielder of the Blade. Sweet. I would be tempted, because apparently I'm boring, to swap the blessings around a bit. So for example, give Wielder of the Blade +1 attack, and then give the Black Knight +1 crit. But doing it the other way does seem a little bit saucy. So I would be fine with both. I guess with the extra crit, with Frightful Touch, going to a 2/5/7/7 does sound pretty spicy. I wouldn't be against that. Cool. As a fun list. And again, lightning zombies are always great. Arguably too good. I wouldn't be surprised if lightning zombies get nerfed. Because for 10 points more than a regular zombie, you're getting 15 points worth of movement. If we're going off blessings, right? Like, it isn't the most accurate way to determine points or even compare differences, but compared to a regular zombie, we'll go with Bolt as the example here, because only Coil is different to the three. So Bolt, Ion, and Flash are all 10 points more than the zombie, gain 15 points of movement blessings, and 25 points worth of attack-based blessings as well. So that's, a solid 40 points worth of blessing-based stats for 10 points, which is incredible. Plus their abilities. Like, they're very good. They're incredible. I wouldn't price them much higher than this. I would maybe take them at 70. Push Coil to like 75. And then you're good to go. At 60, they are entirely too good. They're very, very silly. But that's the end of the Soul Blight. The Soul Blight love. I got sidetracked just by the crit fishing ways that I'm prone to. As per usual, of course, this is a Nattering and Battering stream. So if anyone wants a cheeky game, drop it in chat, and we will rack up on War TTS. Have a good time doing that. In the meantime, is there anything people want to have a natter about in terms of faction, list building advice, or basically anything, right? And whilst I wait for that to roll in, I got something really cool in the post, and I alluded to this on the Warcry Discord. If people were in there, so on the Discord, the Black Knight is just a fire and forget, bring back and do again. Fair. I love it. I need to look at the Black Knight again. I do enjoy the model a lot. He's even a Deathly Charge. That's great, yeah. Like he doesn't do much damage because it's like generally low stats, right? But the fact that they can say like yeet him in, do 6 flat damage on a high triple, and he just like tanks his bank. He just stands there, absorbs damage. He's fast, gets around places, takes objectives, does treasure stuff. He's a solid boy. I'm a huge fan of the Black Knight. Big fan. But yeah, on the Discord, I alluded to this. So in the general chat, I believe it was, people were talking about other skirmish games. Like I think it was Moonstone was mentioned, Malediction was mentioned, and so was a little game called Malifaux. Excuse me, a little game called Malifaux. Now Malifaux is a game I used to play a long time ago. It was like 14 years ago. I think it was 13 or 14 years ago. I played Malifaux in 2nd edition, and it's getting its 4th edition released, like physically released. I believe the end of this month or early October. I think it's the 2nd of October. The rules are free online to play. They've been in open beta for a while. They've been finalized, locked in. The rules are free, will always be free. But if you want the physical product, that is also being released too. And I got the opportunity, and I'll be doing the video on Malifaux next week or the week after, because I got the opportunity to review some of this stuff early. And I am very excited to talk a little bit about Malifaux. I did this for Corvus Belli and Warcrow a few months back, but I got a surprise package in the post from Weird Games. So I reached out to them, I want to say 6-7 months ago, and they got back to us with a fairly vague, nebulous, like, we'll consider, closer to the release time, sending you some stuff, sending you your address, and if we fancy doing something with you, we'll get back in contact. Well, for the last 7 months, I didn't hear anything back. So I just assumed, cool, didn't hear back. Nothing's going to happen from that. And then, out of the blue, some Malifaux stuff arrived at my door. It was early last week. So that was exciting. So I have some Malifaux stuff, and I've been building the models. I've played 3 or 4 games of Malifaux now, with Tough Tootin' Baby from Discord, from previous streams. Absolute legend of a player. Famously is in the TTS League circles. He is the guy who loves Chaos Legionnaires and will dark pact you into oblivion. Absolute legend. He's been walking us through some Malifaux stuff, and I have had way too much fun playing it, to the point where actually playing Warcry afterwards, I've been almost dreading it, because as much as I love Warcry, I've had so much fun diving into Malifaux. Way more so than Warcrow. I thoroughly enjoyed Warcrow when I played it. But Malifaux is hitting different. It's hitting a part of my brain that is sending out lots of happy receptors. Lots of happy signals. I'm like, ooh, this game is dangerous. It's very, very fun. I've been enjoying that immensely, and I'm doing a video on that shortly. So keep an eye out for that, because that'd be fun to talk about. Carnival is good, but the community doesn't play competitively until you play them. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I think with especially smaller games, right? If the community isn't great, or if your first impressions of a community is not great, I think it does tarnish the game a little bit. And what I've learned with both Warcrow and Malifaux is that both these games have outstanding communities. The Warcrow community was so welcoming, because I introduced myself to the Reddit on the Discord, explained that I'm a stranger who is doing some content on the game. I don't cover Warcrow normally, and all that stuff. And they were like, "Cool, that's awesome." And they helped with rule stuff. They helped with getting into the game. I got a few tutorial games in before the video came out. All kinds of little stuff that was just there to be helpful. And I have no complaints with the Warcrow community at all. I have some complaints with Corpus Belli, but the community itself is excellent. And Malifaux is the same. Malifaux's community is surprisingly large. It has many Discords covering World Series, covering a TTS mod, covering a very popular Vassal module. So if I played Vassal from way back in the day, that still exists apparently. And Malifaux on Vassal is one of the most popular ways to play it online. The community is always there to jump in, help with rules things. They've got just a fantastic rule set, great community, and zero complaints. It's a very competitive game because the rules in Malifaux are super crunchy and the mechanics of the game are also quite complex. So it's competitive purely from the fact that the game is very tightly written with rules that are very easy to pick up at a glance but difficult to master, which is great, always fun. But the community itself and the games I've played have all just been super chill, with just like, you know, fun being like priority number one. There's also an actual rule in the game in Malifaux called the Rule of Intent, which has limitations, so you can't abuse the Rule of Intent. But the Rule of Intent is a really good community-based thing where it's basically, if you make your intent clear, or if it's obvious what the intent is and you're like a 0.1 of an inch out when you actually come to measure, Rule of Intent will come into play and be like, look, we all know what was intended here. To make the game go faster, let's just continue with the assumption that that like tiny itty bitty fraction of an inch or whatever isn't an issue, right? It's a very good way of doing it, I think. Whilst also it keeps all the crunch and competitive stuff tied to the actual rules themselves, which are very complex. But it makes the experience much smoother, which I'm all for. Warcrow. Is Warcrow a D20 game? No, thank the Lord. D20s are disgusting. If you use a game with D20s, like, honestly, right, I can't even imagine what mind would conjure that. Like, I accept it for like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Sure, have a D20. The dice are terrible. They are so just vile to use and are just not random enough. Like, they're just nasty little bits of shite that I cannot stand. But no, Warcrow uses D12s, which are really good dice. So like on the hierarchy of dice, if D20s are like the worst dice imaginable for an actual play experience, D6s are like the most common, in the middle, they're good enough. Like D12s are like the cream of the crop. D12s are great, and Warcrow uses D12s. I think there's a reason as well. Like D12s are growing in popularity to the point where people are using D12s are getting D12s like shaped dice that are D6s. They only have 6 numbers on, right? They've got like the double up, so when you roll it, you'll get a 6-sided dice result, but it's on a D12, and the D12 is, I believe, a more truly random thing due to the shape, but it's not completely balked like a D20. It's a good shape. I stand the D12. We have a great bunch. We have a great little bunch of Carnival in my area, but we tried to give them the chance to come and play new and different people, and it's just been so hard. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Infinity was D20. Infinity was, God. Infinity was D20. Why would you do that? And if I recall it correctly, Infinity had a pretty good rule set. Infinity was also fairly competitive, if memories. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a fairly competitive rule set as well. The Infinity system. So the fact that they chose D20s as their actual dice of choice is staggering on several levels. I don't understand why you would do that. That's just not that's not congruent with good design or with a fun experience. That's terrible. 2d6 is God. Okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah, I think rolling 2d6 is fine. I think I would still prefer a d12 at that point, but 2 individual d6s, yeah, that's a good measuring stick. It's definitely up there as a preferred rolling method if you're going to use that kind of system for sure. But yeah, if anyone fancies a cheeky game, let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, now that the whole Malafoot discussion is over, Amble is coming to an end. I was a War Machine player until it dived off a cliff. Yeah, I think a lot of people were. The War Machine, I dropped out of the hobby as a whole during War Machine's rise and fall, because I was at a point in my life where I was like, I was old enough to be able to afford the hobby, but also at that point, because I just hit adulthood, I couldn't manage my time effectively, so I wasn't able to actually maintain the hobby despite being able to afford it as an early adult with loads of disposable income compared to my childhood. So I missed the War Machine rise from a experienced it perspective, but I did watch it happen, and War Machine was wild because War Machine rose at the same time Games Workshop was in an it was in the pits. Games Workshop fucked up. Like, I think was it 5th or 6th edition. The rule set, the attitude of 40k Games Workshop in general was so negative that stuff was getting more expensive as per, but the rules were dreadful. They were just so unpleasant to be in that hobby at that time. The hubris was real because nothing, like nowadays, nothing really competed in Games Workshop space, so they didn't give a shit, and they didn't have to, because what else were you going to do? Oh no, here comes War Machine 2nd edition, with Hordes as a spin-off and companion game, and it started to make waves very quickly, to the point where it's like, if everyone that I knew that was playing 40k at the time, and I believe also fantasy, because people were dropping out of fantasy because it was getting killed, so they all migrated to War Machine, and it had a meteoric rise. And sadly, I believe there's as many reasons it failed during an edition change, but one of the ones I've heard the most often cited was that the game was very competitive. It was designed to be a competitive game. They made the mistake of fucking up their rule system, partially because they spent too much time listening to competitive players. And me and the Wild Dice crew, or the Wild Dice crew and I, if you want to get a bit more grammatically correct, get the correct syntax in there. I've said that for a game to survive and to thrive and to live and have have any kind of longevity, you need a rule set that at least have a community built on it, at the very least some sort of casual base, right? Because the casuals convert. I don't use casual as an insult, by the way. It's if we're going to split them into two camps, you've got the casuals, you've got the competitives, right? Tournament goers, non-tournament goers. However I want to put it, I'll just say casuals just for ease of use. It's not an insult. Casuals can convert into competitive. The competitive people keep the game in the public eye. Right? They have the tournaments. They go to the tournaments. Those tournaments get big numbers. Big numbers draw attention. Attention gets people into the game. However, if the game is if it's too competitively focused, and the community's not particularly pleasant, then people who are drawn to the idea of War Machine are kicked out. They're pushed out by several walls. So their casual community simply doesn't have a footing. And the casual community are the people who pay for the game, right? New Blood buys product pays for the game gets better, competitors have fun. But you can't necessarily have a game thriving purely off a competitive scene. You need to have that casual base as well. And we see this even in Warcry. So one of the issues, I won't say, well, not an issue, but one of the things with Warcry is that the game was designed to be a narrative game first. It wasn't designed to be a competitive game at the forefront. The competitive community grew from it because, shocker, the system is definitely meaty, crunchy enough to support a competitive scene, so that scene built around it, but it was never intended to be. And frankly, that's fine, because the narrative side of Warcry is still going strong. We see this at events where you might get like a 10, 15 man tournament, or potentially less, at a competitive level, on a matched play level, and then the next day you look across the room and the narrative level, there's like 20 players, there's 25 players. I think there was I could be misremembering this number. I think it was like a 40, 50 man player narrative event in America not too long ago, which, for the record, that dwarfs even the highest attended match play Warcry tournaments, right? So it builds to that, and you see this on YouTube analytics as well. When I've pulled more aggressively or more in-depthly off Musings is pulled, the vast majority of people who watch our content are casuals, right? Again, not insulting, are on the more casual end. They like watching competitive content, but they are not competitively inclined for how they want to play the game. It's why a lot of reactions to any kind of Bladeborne video or bespoke video leads to the vast majority of comments being, I wish Bladeborne were gone. I want the game to only be bespokes. This is coming from that sphere, right? Which is a fine thing to have, but I think War Machine killed its casual side by listening too much to the competitive side, which was not a great thing to do. It wasn't the only issue, of course. There were many things towards War Machine's downfall, but that was one of them that comes up fairly often. I think Games Workshop Drawing Fantasy and 40k, I think that Games Workshop Drawing Fantasy and 40k 6th edition was being ass, and 7th didn't help. Had a massive hand in the rise. Yeah, 6th, so I didn't play 7th, I played a bit of 6th, and 6th was dreadful. it wasn't good. 5th was good. I started in 2nd of 40k and played up till 6th and dropped at 6th. And I enjoyed every edition of 40k up until 6th. They were all great in one way, but 6th was terrible. Didn't play 7th. Fantasy dying was terrible. I understand that the game itself wasn't profitable. Like single paints were getting more profit than the entire fantasy line combined, which is, it makes you any company would kill a system like that, right? If your second biggest product you are selling, right, or what should be your second biggest product, the product that got you on the map, right? Fantasy was like their gateway into their own IP, and that fell so far in popularity that like a Bad and Black on its own was outselling your entire game. You know you fucked up, right? And they did. The fantasy issue was, because 8th edition fantasy was a great edition. It was a lot of fun. It had issues, of course, but it was a lot of fun. It was a bit wacky. It wasn't massively competitive because it was way too power skewy. There was issues in fantasy with things like, what is it? Crikey. Tier lists, right? You had like demon tier, and that wasn't just like, it was, I mean, you've got like D tier to S tier, and above S tier was the high elf tier, because high elves were the best, was so good compared to even S tiers that they couldn't be put into S tier. They made a whole high elf tier, and above high elf tier was demon tier, because Demons of Chaos was so unbelievably broken that they made high elves look like babies. And that's how broken fantasy was on a competitive level. But also Games Workshop mismanaged that game like crazy. I played fantasy a lot in my heyday of my youth, and fantasy was amazing. I enjoyed it a lot. But I will tell you the two armies I played the most: Britannia and Wood Elves. And in my whole fantasy career, I never saw Britannia get a single new model. I never saw them get a single new book. Now that's important. So getting no new models, that's neither here nor there. Right? They had a fairly extensive range. It was largely metal though, but not getting the book. Right, we're an 8th edition fantasy, and I want to say that Britannia peaked. Now, their last book was 5th edition, I think. I'm gonna Britannia 5th edition army book. Sixth. Yeah, okay. I think it was 6th edition in that case. Yeah. So their last book was the 6th edition army book. This absolute fucking sure I can say it. This thing. Okay, it appeared in 6th. That released in 2003. And they had this book all through 6th edition, all through 7th edition with no changes, no new book, and then all the way through to the death of 8th edition. And 8th edition was around for a good 3 or 4 years, I believe. So this book existed in 3 whole editions of the game, which is unbelievable. Can you imagine that in like modern day? Like if you were playing 40k, right? If you were playing 40k and like in the modern day, and let's just say something like, I'm trying to think. It's hard because her games also mistreat 40k a lot in this time too. Let's say Tyranids, right, or whatever. Something like Tyranids didn't get a new book for 3 editions. right? And you wonder why Britannia didn't sell any models, because their book was terrible. The rules didn't even work effectively. Like, they didn't wasn't even an effectiveness thing. Like, the rules didn't translate to 8th, like, and they didn't get enough FAQs to make the rules work. So there were entire forums, and I was part of the mini wargaming forum as a moderator, and I was very much lost in the source of the fantasy forum on mini wargaming, and there were pages and pages and pages of discussion and community-based interpretation to get the Britannia rulebook to actually function in the new edition, because it straight up fucking didn't. It was insane. And Wood Elves, 9 years without a new book, and potentially almost as much time, if not more time, without a model, because their range was old, really old. I imagine it the last plastics they received were like Men at Arms and the Knights of the Realm, which might have been in the actual 6th edition as well. But they were bad, and Wood Elves were not much better. So Wood Elves, I want to say Wood Elves got a book in 7th. Warhammer Fantasy Wood Elves, let's say 6th edition. We'll say 6th. That's really sad. It was. So Wood Elves, beautiful art. This was also 6th edition. It came out 2 years later, so close to like 7 years, right? Of this being the only thing that Wood Elves had, right? And again, this book was filled with rules that didn't work. They didn't work. They did not have, like, it could not function in 8th because the rule system didn't contain some of the things that some of the models in Wood Elves had. The big one was the Sisters of Twilight on Great Eagle was so complicated, so complex, that I used to run them, and to explain what they did in the new system, it was heavily like my interpretation, because the rules didn't quite function. And I had an A4 piece of paper that referenced about 6 different locations in the rulebook to read, so you could understand why I thought they worked that way. And it's the only model I've ever taken to an event, and this was a Games Workshop event at Warhammer World, right? Believe it or not, I took Wood Elves with this. Naturally, Theo got called over because it was such a bizarre model, and they literally said, you can't use that. I think we don't know how to rule that. The rules, they don't work with it. I had to change my list and take it out because it couldn't be ruled. It was too fucking wacky. And this again was, hey, look, this is the book you have. And when you look at this as well, that this book was preceded by the 4th edition. So Wood Elves had to wait 2 editions to get this one, and then 3 editions to get the next one. Now, they did get a Wood Elf book in 8th. This is a bit of a lie. It's not a lie. I'm going to say it's a lie. It came basically at the death of 8th. So they got this book and had maybe like 6 months before the whole game was nuked. That is more, granted, than Britannia got, but Wood Elves were another faction that just had nothing for so long. And that's not how you treat a game. That's not how you get people to play your game, because Wood Elves were one of the coolest, like, they were the most recent elf faction for a long time. Their actual models were gorgeous, but their rules were dated. They were the worst army in the game on any tier list imaginable because they were terrible. And yeah, that's why Fantasy fucking died, right? Like, why would you play a game that is so poorly managed? Throw in Tomb Kings, also terribly managed. Throw in, pick any fantasy army, and chances are they were just badly managed. There wasn't like a new proper like massive fantasy model release until like I want to say the actual Death of Fantasy, where you got like the Morghast stuff that you see in Ossiarch Bone Reapers, right? The Morghast flying skeleton guys. They came in that. You also got some phoenixes, big old phoenixes and a new dragon. Ooh. For for high elves. There wasn't much, sadly. There really wasn't much. So fantasy dying is just like, sure. I am not surprised that it died. I am very sad it died though, because fantasy was actually a fantastic game, just poorly managed. I'm glad that it's back in Old World. I do have an Old World army ready to build. I just haven't gotten around to it. Will I ever play Old World? Maybe not. I got lost in the nostalgia sauce. So I was like, cool, Old World, let's go, boys. This is my life. Let's get this done. And then just never got around to it. So that's my Old World experience. Going from 2nd edition to 3rd edition was a roller coaster, and Mark IV killed it. Yeah, that's not good, right? How if 2nd edition, which by all intents and purposes was the edition, right? This got everyone into the game, and it was solid, and like the 3rd edition kind of tanked it, and the 4th edition didn't recover, and continued to hammer that nail in. Like that, you fucked up, right? The other game that blamed the competitive scene was Guild Ball. I don't know much about Guild Ball, but also if I recall correctly, Games Workshop had cancelled support for all its like quote unquote specialist games, Necromunda, Mordheim, Gothic, and Blood Bowl all went away. They stopped supporting them completely. They just went off and died in the ditch somewhere. They stopped caring, which is a shame, because all those games, or most of those games, have now come back because they're fucked up. Most of those games have now come back in some way, shape, or form, and people want more of them to come back because there are fond memories for practically all of them. And Guild Ball, being like a Blood Bowl replacement from a different company, that was very successful, if I recall correctly. That game, balking it up as well because of its community, the competitive scene coming in and balking the game. Story old as time. And then of course, the nail that really killed it is that people were playing Guild Ball because they could play Blood Bowl, but it wasn't really supported. There wasn't really any new content. It was just sort of like the game sort of like in a permanent state of hibernation until it wasn't. And then Games Workshop were like, cool, here's Blood Bowl, guys. And then all those people who were like, man, I was playing Blood Bowl until it died, and then Guild Ball was its replacement. Of course, they're all going back to picking Blood Bowl. But that's the game they wanted to play in the first place. So that, plus it not being great, with its community and the competitive scene being a bunch of tools, apparently. Yeah, Games Workshop being like, cool, we're going to kill your game. We're going to wait until you change editions, and then announce our own new edition, and then murder every last shred of hype for your game. When I say it's intentional, I don't know. I'd imagine it was very intentional, and is quite nefarious, to say the least. They used their incredible heft to bully and murder a competitive game very, very effectively. And I think this is my primary argument for why Warcry isn't going to die. Because until it won't die until it's replaced or updated, is because they don't want another scenario where they completely exit a market. So, like I was saying, Blood Bowl, they exited this very niche market. This market got filled by a game that became very successful, and they had to then reclaim that market. They were very effective at doing it, but they want a fantasy skirmish game. right? They want a fantasy skirmish game, and they do not want to abandon that market until they have a replacement. And frankly, Warcry is still, despite it not being a Games Workshop's most successful game, the fact that Warcry exists as a Games Workshop product, it probably still exists as one of the better selling fantasy skirmish games on the market as a whole, right? Like, it's a Games Workshop game, and you can see this by looking at the sizes of Reddits, the sizes of Discords, looking at viewerships on content produced by more prolific YouTubers than I am, on, say, Warcry compared to Warcry. Warcry tends to have more viewership because the community is bigger, which likely means they also get more sales, even to this day. So Warcry may not be massively popular by Games Workshop standards, but by the standards of the industry it's in, Warcry is probably well worth keeping around, at least until a replacement, because they still want the market. Isn't Warcry the only Games Workshop game to get awards? Yes. I believe that is true. I believe it is the only game that Games Workshop have ever made that's gotten an award. And that's because Warcry is really good. Like, spoiler, like, we all play Warcry. We all know Warcry is good. Warcry is great. And when I say that Warcry is like the best game Games Workshop produce, one, it's bias for me because I play Warcry more than anything else. And two, it's objectively true because they have the little trophy that confirms it. So from a subjective perspective, yes, Warcry is their best game, and objectively, it is also their best game. And there is really no argument about that. You can't really argue the raw stats there. Although I will concede that Blood Bowl is also outstanding, and so is Necromunda, and frankly, Kill Team is pretty darn spicy too. In short, Games Workshop make pretty good games, bar 40k. I think just 40k is just a bad game. It's been bad for a long time. I don't think that the new edition fixed it. Say new, the once new edition fixed it. I think it's popular, which is fine. Like, if it's getting money and it pays for everything else, that's fine. The system's popular. I don't think it's pretty good, sadly. I don't think it'll ever truly get great. But I don't think the necessarily intend it to be at the same time, right? It's meant to be accessible. It's meant to be all-encompassing and a little bit naff, but you know, it's also everywhere. It's the face of the whole company. It can be a bit naff. It's fine. That sounds like my story. I think it's a lot of people's story, Joe. Not Deathblow. That game should only be played one game every 6 months. Oh, not Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is wild. I love Blood Bowl, but the games are so long. Especially when you're first learning Blood Bowl, right? A game of Blood Bowl can take like 4 hours. Like a full game of like 11 aside Blood Bowl. It takes like 3-4 hours, especially early on. Game is long as hell. And it's brutal. It is so brutal in a way that feels staggeringly unfair, because man, it is so, like, everything is a dice roll, so you kind of want to do everything in an order where you do all the safe stuff first and then you start rolling dice, but randomly one of your guys could just be instantly murdered and just killed by a regular ass Skaven rat could kill your Croxigo on the first swing of the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, oh great, okay. And that not only not only impacts the game, but because Blood Bowl is also like a seasonal tournament style game where you'll play many games in a league is the intended way to play, so many games over many months. That Croxigo dying on like the first attack of the first game of a season could take months to replace, which is terrible. It feels bad. The game is crazy. I love it, but it makes me unreasonably angry to play sometimes. the guy at the local Games Workshop shop was like, since we've taken Warcry off the shelf, he gets more people talking about it. That's really interesting. That's really odd. But I guess if you've seen Warcry there all the time and the whole system vanishes, right? That's kind of weird. And we know that to a degree that hang on, that the community is growing, right? Hang on, sorry, I'm just messaging someone here. There we go. We know that the community is growing, right? Big tournaments, specifically if they're in the south, in the centre of England, right, in the Midlands somewhere, like Nottingham or Bristol-ish areas, as opposed to the extremes of like somewhere in Scotland. The events tend to be quite large, and we also know that Games Workshop events specifically are huge for Warcry still, despite the game being floundering or dead, according to, like, idiots. The game is dead. It's not, right? The events get numbers. Games Workshop see that the events get numbers. Games Workshop go to third-party events and scout them to see how they're doing. Where we saw this when John Bracken appeared at UK Games Expo for no reason and spent a good 20 minutes just talking to people and just watching their games and just seeing how successful that event was. It was massively successful. They do care about Warcry, and it's also, I believe I read somewhere that it was one of, if not the fastest growing in terms of its competitive scene growth and ticket sales at Warhammer World and stuff. It was the fastest growing system that they had, right? Which is crazy to think about. I mean, it can also it could also be, oh well, there was one player before and there's now 4 players now. Well, that's a massive percentage increase that dwarfs everything. It could be that kind of case, but it's still a good sign that damn, this game actually has a player base, right? Which is exciting to see. Blood Bowl is like watching a game. Blood Bowl is like watching a game over, playing a game. Oh my god, that's so fun. Blood Bowl, I would have them done in an hour. Blood Bowl's a vibe. It's a real vibe. Yes. So if anyone fancies a game, you can drop it. Sweet. Actually, speaking of which, just off the cuff, message from Off Meta Musings, the boy himself, the man, the myth, the legend. He is currently playing a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! On Master Duel, but he is my opponent for a day. This has been the longest natter I've had. I've been just rambling for days. I have a sore throat as well, by the way. You can probably tell by the sound of my voice. Sore throat. I've been nattering for happily for I want to say a good hour and a bit, maybe. How long? An hour and a half. Holy shit! I've been rambling like crazy. But still, with nothing on screen as well, just absolutely just vibes away. Let's get TTS open, right? Let's get all this to start. Bish bash bosh. This should works every time. Yeah, so with Blood Bowl, it's one of those games, right, where Blood Bowl is just totally bonkers, where if nothing bad happens, right, if everyone's doing a full turn, where all their crazy things are happening all the time, and nothing's failing, the games go on forever. But as more bad things happen, the game gets exponentially shorter the worse people roll. Because in Blood Bowl, when you make a mistake, your whole turn ends. So if you make a mistake on the first thing you do, and you fail and fuck up, you lose the rest of your whole turn. The whole turn goes away. So a game is going to be very short. Turns going to be very short, but games tend to be quite long. I have heard that Blood Bowl 7s is much quicker and very fun. And there is also a new edition of Blood Bowl coming out, which is quite shoshy too. And Offmeta has joined Badoosh. We are in recording booth 2. I'll let him know that I am there. Recording booth 2. Very good man. I don't know if my headphones are on. My headphones weren't even on. So theoretically, I should hear people. Hey! Hey, Tan.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Let me mute your thing in the background. Bam. Okay, good. We're here.
Bada boosh, we're here. I've been nattering for
Blood Bowl, I heard.
a bit of everything, frankly, but yeah, it's been an hour and 40 minutes of me rambling. I've got a cold and like a failing voice, and I've just been like happily just chatting away.
Very good. Give me a password.
1, 2, 3. And that should get you right in.
Get a warband for you.
Oh, I'm scared. You've been cooking some sauce. I'm terrified.
I've got an event like not tomorrow, but like Saturday, like next Saturday.
Yeah, it's the GT, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, the London Grand Tournament is on Saturday, next Saturday.
I can't attend that sadly, but that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
There'll be sauce there for sure.
3 of these.
Let's go. Blockings. Hey man, how's it going? Let's get some non-Gur terrain. I'm sick of Gur terrain. Let's get some spicy, sprucey terrain.
Fail to connect full. Alright.
Oh, it's full. There's only me here.
Oh.
Oh, there you are.
Very good. Toast, do you mind if I record this on my side so I can give it as like members content, because I have suspiciously little members content in my life.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Do you mind?
Oh no, not the slang again. Sweet Jesus.
This is the final version of this list. All right. Basically, there are 2. I am forced to play this list because Demetrios wants me to play into a Smash pack. The Bristol event will not be this list.
Okay. Yeah, he's went like incredibly murderous in that pack, if I recall correctly.
And I hate it.
Ooh. I'm fine with this if you are.
Oh, I'm very big. Webcam, small webcam. There we go. Let me get some actual light going on, because people at home need to be able to see what I'm... Oh, that's more than enough light. Very good. Start recording. There we go. Okay, good. We're both here.
We're both here.
Let's see this board. This is fine. To be honest,
cool.
We should be okay. Let me
blockings.
try...
Is it some Seraphon with new units? No, it is. Yes, it's Seraphon with new units, some new elves specifically. It's a Seraphon with Idrillin. Okay, so you've got the darts. You've got 3 crest dancers. Okay. And you've got enough points to like slap on strength. I assume strength.
Strength, yeah. It's going to be strength on both of them, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of spicy.
Kind of have to. That's the play.
Okay.
So there's another version of this warband, which is 9-man pure river blades, double leader. Is it wounds blessings on the crest dancers? I can't remember. But it's way faster.
Yeah, that battle trait being activated is yes. You get some proper source to that battle trait.
1 blessing.
Let's move you over to here.
It should be 995. Perfect. I can count. I count good.
Hey.
I haven't figured out how this is going to go, so we're just going to give a guess.
Alex, throw your list in the chat, and I'll have a little gander whilst I'm playing. I'm playing Track Cohort, which we'll see how it works into your list. It worked pretty well last time, but it was also it was a little bit cheeky in how it worked out. That dog trapping and eating and then just not dying for reasons unknown to a slan for 2 whole turns. I kind of went my favour aggressively.
I've got 3. Don't know how to sort this out and how I'm gonna organize this because I haven't that's beyond what I thought. Okay, I think something like this might be the way to go. Was it slammed with this the way to go? Oh, is this the way to go? A monstrously powerful hammer. Yeah, I think this is what we're doing. Sure. I like skewing my deployments.
I've started doing that too, and I've also thoroughly enjoyed a massively skewed deployment because it means that on turn 2, usually you deploy behind things, so you have this massively killy turn 2 coming on that you've got to fucking deal with. On turn 1, you've got this massive murder ball ready to go straight away. So yeah, okay.
Exactly.
It's a lot of fun. So my list isn't. This is not my list. I've got my own little take on it, but this is actually members and viewers list of Track Cohort.
Dogs good, man.
Lots of dogs. 9-man. We've got +1 damage on both these Dreadglaives. These ones, sorry. And we've got crit on the Bident and crit on the Centauri. So we've got like a little bit of punch here. So we'll see how it pans out.
You're 3-5-3-4. Okay, that's legitimately a good profile for 150. Really good profile.
They're Chaos Chosen for 5 points cheap. They're not as durable, but they've got like fly and shit, right? So they've got like some advantages.
Jump and stuff. Yeah, they're alright.
They're pretty solid.
Right, and for everybody at home, this is the monstrosity that I've written for LGT. We have the Slan Star Master with Might, so it's gone up to Strength 5, which is great. We've got the Pure Blood Seneschal, your Thara Darts, and Might, so that's Strength 5.
Equally ooh.
Interestingly, this and this have the same average damage when they shoot.
That's hilarious. That's crazy,
really
actually.
Fun. I know.
So theoretically, you can just drop the Slan and just take one of those. You've got less durability, but you've also got more models.
Yeah, that's what the that's what the 9-man version is. It's all about. It's all about that.
That's crazy.
And then we got triple crest dancers with rope sickle because they're genuinely good.
Yeah, they are. They're really good. 4-4-1-4.
Range 3-4. Yep, and then a bunch of stream runners, like 3 stream runners.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Do you want to do a kill mission? Do you know what kill missions are in?
Oh, yeah, sure. We have. I've got standard. Right. The standard fight is what we played before. There's Bounty Hunters, Blood Shrine Blossom, the Carmine Comet, Blades of Blood.
Carmine Comet's pretty good.
Lightning Raid that we haven't played in a while, and Reaper. Good old-fashioned Reaper.
I accidentally just dealt with some cards. I don't know how I did that, but sure.
You're playing Spear right now.
Apparently. It's the Comet is actually pretty good.
Alright, let's play the Comet. So
I enjoyed that at TTS. So it's a kill mission, obviously, but it's also quarters. Yes. Quarters in the sense that when you're behind, you get a pit of quarter and heavily buff up everything in there. Not just your guys. Anyone in that quarter gets heavily buffed.
Yeah, it's like +1 strength, +1 attack. And it's double points where someone fighted those in that quarter.
Yeah, so if you get a kill as well, you murderize someone and get shit tons of points.
Fine. Absolutely fine.
So it should be pretty darn spicy. Let's get these guys at the usual.
What's this? Why is there Toad Pack dividing contract next to me? Where did that come from?
Oh, I think I hit deal, so I think it just accidentally spawned forward. British. Beautiful. So let's roll for red, blue, and all that.
Yeah. It's a 5.
Oh no! I get a 4.
Oh. Okay. Let me think. So, Slan is going to be coming on round 2. It's either going to come on here or it's either going to come on here. If I actually have to put my game hat on now because I need to actually figure out what's happening. This is basically a symmetrical deployment. So I think we're going to take blue because that'll allow me to fly up here and do fanciful things. Yes, we're going to take blue deployment.
That is terrifying, but yes. And then attack a defender.
And we go.
5. I get a 2.
2. I want you to attack me.
Oh, you swine.
Yes.
Okay. So I am red, right?
You are red, yes.
And it's
So
only shield. What's a shield?
Is it only shield? Oh,
Only shield. Oh, so you've got
that's
your.
fun.
Oh, that's scary because he's just scary to exist around.
Yeah.
But we'll vibe.
Is the centaur a horse or is he a man?
Sadly, he is a horse. He is mounted.
Very good. Very good.
He has range 3 though, so he can kind of like stand here and still smack you. So
He can.
he has some play.
Oh wait, I was blue.
But also, the fun times are real because we can't go through doors, but we can deploy further forward because I'm deploying first, so there's no restrictions to my deployment.
You have magical deployment, yeah.
Sure. As long as the back of my base is here, we can deploy. Nice. The front of my base can be all the way up here, and that's completely fine. I'm missing the guy. Where'd he go? He's vanished to the abyss. I'll clone. I'll clone this guy because he is just that guy. If he reappears, well, there he is. He was flipped. I found him again. Cool. Let's get the bubbles up. You are. I am not surprised you're deploying up there.
The Thara Dart. Come on, there is a hole. Oh, that's fair. Very good. And then Streamline with Crest Blades. I can do the whole. We're gonna try a thing. I think we're gonna go something like this. Yeah, something like that. We've never seen L's like this.
No, we have not. There we go. So we're deploying as close as we possibly can to you.
Yes.
And it should be a fun time.
Yes. Alright.
Let's drop those deployments and roll for real initiative. Good luck, sir.
Right. Give me doubles. Lots and lots of doubles. 2 doubles. Very good.
Double and a triple. And a single.
So I will go first. Not I will go first. I will save my wild dice, even. So are there 2 doubles, 2 singles?
I will make a double.
Very good. Okay, so I choose.
You
Let's go
choose.
first or second. Use some little 8.6. So I kind of want you to move somewhere first.
That makes
Horse Lord
sense.
will do Horse Lord things. So I'm gonna let you go first, I think.
Oh, okay. Hang on, actually, sorry. I'm assuming can I just bank that actually, just in hindsight.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's because I don't need that many doubles, and I shouldn't.
Ah.
Big Brain says I shouldn't use a wild dice to make a double to use Isaac Actros because it won't pay off.
Sure.
So let's not do this silly thing.
No, you don't. You never use dice to make eyes,
No.
but you want naturally high occurring doubles is what you want.
Indeed.
Unless you've got like a single 6 or something, in which case it might be worthwhile. But
Yeah.
you got to get the dice back, right? Because it still it costs dice to make dice.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go with the. Your damage is so high; it's terrifying. Cause I feel like if I do this, my Centauri dies immediately.
Very good. So his average damage is 6 per attack action.
Yeah, which is not really good enough.
So he's going to put out 16 basically. Well, once you take River Blaze into account, he does 16 to anything.
It's not It's not ideal for me.
Pretty good.
You have 2 doubles, right? Yeah, so
They're
they're going to be popping off. But we also kind of want to be aggressive here, so let's go. We've got like 4, 2 of that, and then 2.5 to here, and then fuck, we'll go the centaur. Centaur's going. He's going to have a good time.
Yeah.
He's going to move 8, 7. He's going to move 7.
7.
Move 7. So he'll go. Can I attack you from down here?
I don't know if you're. I don't know how tall these things are. 4 point. Oh.
So I got here.
3.1.
So if I was touching here.
2.3.0. Yeah. So yes, it's
Okay.
exactly 3 inches tall by the looks of things.
Not that. I don't think. So I could do that. But I think what I want to actually do here
That's 3.1.
is not move that far and actually move to. I'm going to move, but not attack. I'm then going to use Bestial Leap
Okay.
to jump up 3 inches with Fly. Because
That's fine. So you can jump up here. So you jump up 3 inches. Yes. Okay. It's fly, right? Yeah. So you can
It's
move
fly.
sideways. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Cool. No
do I want to
problem.
engage people? No, because you've got Lethal Gaia, but it only has a 1-inch range. Right,
Yes.
So I can, if I,
The thing is, you still have to be on the platform to be able to attack me.
so I'm like this.
Is the center of your base on the
I
platform?
don't actually know.
Give it to you.
I don't think so. It could be. I'm not even sure.
Hmm.
I can go 1 point to here. That should be. There you go. So I'm not engaged.
Okay.
So I can attack anything here, which is the idea.
Any one
right?
of these three. Yes.
One bit of freedom there. So he is going to swing into the closest. Why not?
The closest one. I'm just gonna regular count.
That makes sense. So I am hitting you on 3s.
Yes.
Plus 5 dice. Shabadoosh. We do 8
So-
and we take no damage.
I don't take anything. So kill a crest dancer.
Kashwing.
Get points. Right? Is that right? Well, we will. Is it kill total points taken down? Okay, so it's one of those.
Yeah.
Very good.
So if my guy dies, then it was
Yeah.
all for naught. He might die.
I think that's what I need to do. So, Pure Blood Seneschal with your Thara Darts, he will activate. He will use a double for River Blades. Can you make me a King of the Server, please?
Absolutely. Promote. You are king of the server.
Go, bam, double for River Blades. I'm going to put 4 dice into your boy.
That's four
What
shots.
license to your
Two,
boy?
2, 3, right?
Reading on-
That's a good profile.
2, 3, reading on 3s. I think it's a
That's
good profile.
I don't like that profile.
Here we go. 3, 6, 8. I do 10.
Well, I'm glad
And
that's
then,
not. I'm glad that's not a slan.
12 I've done.
You love to
And
see
now
it.
I'll attack again.
I think I'm dead. Just immediately, just murderized.
I do 3, 6. I do 8.
I'm dead. That's it.
Yeah, 8. And then, is there anyone within 2?
Did you really roll fucking 4 crits on 8 dice? Get the
Damn
fuck
right
out
I
of here.
did.
No, no.
Imagine if I had a better profile.
Imagine if the crits actually did something substantial. Jesus Christ.
Imagine if they mattered. Alright,
Imagine if
good.
they
I will take it. Yeah, so
Hot damn.
this is where I'm seriously thinking about that 9-man build because I get to have 2 of these.
Yeah.
Just going like. Da, 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 da.
Tough Tootin' Baby, Practical Rice, said, man, Aitan really flipped that red Joker, throwing in the Malifaux references. He fucking did. Absolutely did.
All right.
Typical.
Give me a-
This happened last time. Last time as well. He got it was like 3 crits on his first roll for Slan and did 1 tap from these guys.
Yes, it
Just
was.
deleted him
Yeah.
immediately. I expect this, but it's fine. So I've lost a guy, but a guy dying is not a huge deal because it means I can control the comet next turn. And that'd be
You
fun.
control.
So we'll go like 40 here, What's our
Sure.
threat? Well, a 9-inch threat range. So nothing's actually within 9 inches. So there is no threat. The Biden has a 10-inch threat range. Because he's further back, though, they are both the exact same threat range.
Yes.
Which is ultimately fairly
But
uneventful.
they only have 2-inch range, right? So they're not going to be able to attack from the floor. The Biden, right? He can't attack from the floor, so he's going to have to climb.
Yes. Do I want to hunt them down? I think I kind of just have to, right? I just have to like suck it up and get to doing stuff. Without getting engaged, because I don't want you to attack us like 1,000 times.
That's it. Well, I mean, Dreadglaive has no choice.
That's true. He'll move 4.
Very good.
He'll move 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll bestial leap.
He will. Leap up.
So I can get to anywhere on this platform.
Yeah, on the platform.
So whoop. He'll stand here, so he's not engaged with him.
Outside of Stream Runner, I get you.
But he is engaging your dude.
Seneschal. Alright, cool. So we will activate the Stream Runner. The Stream Runner will also use the power of the river. He's going to do a move action. Like so. To engage your boy.
The power of the
dice.
river.
He does 2. And then I'm just going to swing with 4 dice, doing 1-2 damage on
1,
5s. 1-2.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Let's go.
And he's stop saying things out loud. I take 3.
3 damage, and then I roll a dice. Another 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
So this is why Riverblades are really good, chat. So even this little like goober, he did 6 damage to a guy who is substantially more powerful than he is, and that's just no one wants to take 6 damage, right? Like it's just not a thing people want to happen. He'll move 8.
Yes. Your Cyclopeans are scary. That stat line is legit scary though. On the
Yes,
Cyclopeans.
it's kind of great.
Yeah, and we're done, right?
We are done. So how do we score this?
It's you get, if you got any kill points that turn, you get a point. If you got more than your opponent, you get a point, and if you've got more than double of your opponent, you get a point.
You got like almost quadruple. So 1 point and 3.
Alright, give me just 1 second. My dog is barking. I'm going to bring him in.
Let's look at the skies darken. Yeah, so it's melee attacks. That's important. Okay, so actually I can buff up Aitan's quarters and not suffer much in terms of consequences because all of his damage is from ranged and river blades, whereas all of my damage is melee. So it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to potentially like comet like this quarter here. Potentially. I've also got reinforcements coming in. So yeah, I could get more guys buffed, put them here. Get just hella swole. I've got guys coming in here. I can get basically like the majority of my warband deployed in this quarter, and then just slam them with +1 attack, +1 strength.
All right, I'm here.
So that's pretty good. Yes, I was telling chat that it only affects melee attacks. So your biggest threats don't benefit from Comet, which is huge for me.
Yes.
So hey Ziggy, how's it going, man?
I don't know, like these guys, the Crest Dancers.
True, the Crest Dancers going to 5-4, sorry, 5-5.
5-5.
is legitimately a good profile.
That's scary.
It's pretty scary. But let's roll for real big personal initiative again for turn 2. I get a double and 4 singles.
A double and 4. Go for a double.
Would you be tying?
Roll a dice.
I get a 5. Oh,
Another 5.
it's only ties. I gave up halfway through.
This is good. I will take it. Very good. Okay, so double and 4, yeah?
Indeed.
I hate this so much. Like, this is one of the worst. Normally, this is a good roll, right? Because I get to go first, I get to choose. But when it's a tie like this with a wild dice apiece, it's kind of.
Yeah, because you really want those doubles, right?
I'm gonna spend a wild dice on a single, and I'm gonna bank a wild dice.
Ooh. What do I want to do? I want to take initiative.
You're gonna spend 2.
Yeah, because otherwise he dies, and that's just not good for me. I need the initiative. I'm also picking this quarter for the
superpowers. Okay, that's
the
fine.
himbo buffs.
Cool. So you are deploying first.
Indeed. And I'm going to try and get every single guy I possibly can buffed. Even though like, they won't benefit from it because I don't actually have the ability. But if you get a little bit like, you know, too cocky and start moving over here a bit, these guys can just, you know, they've got a better chance of killing things. These dogs are just not long for the winter. These are getting popped by a slang immediately.
If I go here, I can see all of this.
You are the side. You are taller than the fucking terrain. You can. See, I don't think there's many places I can hide.
All of the terrain. That's like 5 inches. So yeah, I think I basically have to just go here and then do the firing lane.
Oh,
right?
I can deploy here. I didn't actually realize there was an overlap here. That's interesting.
Yeah, you totally can. That's also a problem. What's the range? Your dog's 1.
1. Actually, in that case, I'm actually tempted to just do this, and like plonk it here and be like, "Hello." Because you can still like go over here and like.
Oh no, this is absolutely fine. If you want to go for Pueblo Seneschal first, dogs are gonna get.
Oh, they're going to be absolutely slaughtered. It's going to be a fun time.
Big dogs, whatever it's called.
I don't see this ending very well.
We'll put Crestblade behind the slam because then there may be a world where I need to do like magic.
Dogs can't even open doors. Actually, if I go here, I can like run around and like hide, but it'll take like 2 whole turns to get there because I can't go through the door.
Since that's done now over here, we got dogs and Cyclopdians. Okay, yeah, we'll just go to Crest Lancers. I'm coming. Like miles away from the actual plane. Okay. In fact, what happened? What's the movement of dogs? Is it 6?
Yeah, it's just 4.
It's just 4. Wait, why am I even doing this?
I have no idea.
This is stupid. If you're putting dogs out, I might as well just go here because you got a 5-inch range, right? And I got 12. Like, why am I worried? Like, I can totally do this and be in range of all of you. You kind of just laugh in frog. There we go. I'm gonna laugh in space frog, and then I'm gonna put a guy here in the middle.
Not a distraction stream run, I know.
My distraction stream runner, yeah. There we go. Something like this. This is where we're going.
Beautiful. I'll take first activation then.
Very good.
So the comet flies over. Everyone's hella swole. My big swole guy is going to use Nattering strike.
Okay.
He now has 6 attacks.
6 attacks. Who's he attacking first?
The leader. I think he needs to second
okay.
die.
I'm going to react with lethal guile.
I may kill myself.
Yes. If you roll enough ones, you will die.
Maybe. Let's see what happens. So first swing. I take 6. You take 4, 8, 11, 14.
I'm alive. I'm alive on 4. I'm gonna lethal guy again. There's 2 more ones, and you fall over dead.
I know. I only get 4 attacks now, though.
It's so fucking funny. It's such a good reaction. Like, it's so good.
That's great. It's really good. I take 3.
You take 3.
I take 6.
Is it 6? Okay, that's fine. Like, you are 1 step away from the afterlife, so.
But that also ends the comet's point buff. So that is 200. That's 430 points to my blood tally.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a big old buffer that'll hopefully keep me from being completely murderized.
Right, I think the plan play is to go this stream runner. That stream runner needs to use River Blades. That stream runner is going to throw an attack at your Cyclopean.
Mm-hmm.
So do we still get the strength and damage buff? It's just the point buff.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
you get the +1 attack, +1 strength. So you've got you're
So
a 5, 4, 1, 2.
5, 4, 1, 2. Are you toughness 4 or 5? I can't remember.
4.
4. Okay, cool. So I get 5 dice, winning on 4s, and I got a hit 3 or crit and a hit. That'll do it. Bam.
Never stop rolling those crits.
Right.
But
And then I get to the River Blades. That's like Cyclopean. Yeah. Yep, he takes 2.
oh,
And
man.
then you don't have access to Bestial Leap, which is great. He's got range 1. Is
2.
that right? 2.
He has 2. He has
He needs. Sure, he needs to climb basically.
yeah. It's also his damage is terrible as well at 1/6.
So he's going to go into this corner. Just like kind of hope that this will work, and I'm going to. Can I wait? Do the River Blades require line of sight?
I fucking hope so.
That's a question.
James, what have you done?
Double. And once
Visible. Haha.
visible. Okay, that's fine. I'll River Blade that dude, and
Not my dog.
the dog takes 2.
Bumble. Okay. I send dog.
You send dog.
I send dog.
Dogos will attack.
Dog can't attack. Dog will merely engage.
Oh yeah, move. Yeah.
Actually,
That's fine.
so the theoretical dog.
Behind a wall.
If dog hit behind wall,
Sure. Okay.
can Slan still see dog?
No, but I can see your Mortex Cyclopean.
Damn it. But the dogs are having a good time. They'll just die and have a good time. The Cyclopean's going to go because he's in range of Slan, and Slan's scary. So he is
Slogging
going
around.
to generate a movement tool.
Mm-hmm. So it's 3 inches to get up the thing.
Yeah, so let's go engage you. It's a big, yeah, cause I can't attack you because it's way too far away.
Yeah, you can, if you can move, and then that'll get you.
Yes,
engaged.
he'll just do that. He'll move.
Alright,
Anything. He'll
so now-
engage.
Slan will totally attack a dog.
Dogs.
Attack this Thoracic Prowler, 3 dice.
Yep.
Getting on 3s. Blammo. 6, 9, 12. Kills the dog. We will attack next dog. 9. It does not kill dog.
Honestly.
So this one has 1 wound left. Slan is done. Like, Slan needs to. The thing is with this stupid model, like, I both love it and hate it. It needs to do this, and if it doesn't do this, then it's kind of pants. Because, like, it needs to one-shot chaff. Hey, where you going? Oh, why?
away. I was also praying that this pillar blocks line of sight. I don't think it does. No. I couldn't move quite
Slan
far
is
enough
super
to be
tall.
blocked.
The Slan can totally see you.
I've got cover now, though, so you'd be hitting on 4s.
Do have cover.
Honestly, fucking Slan doing 21 damage in 1 turn. Get the fuck out of here.
Hmm. So, I think this thing, this stream runner, just goes like dog hunting. And we go like that's 4. And we go 1. And on this side we go. this. So yeah, I'm in range of. Well, I should be in range of shuffle this just a level above. No, I'm not in range of dog. That's annoying. I can't this side. This side allows me to be in range of dog. No, we're just gonna go like on this side behind this pillar. So I'm not in range of dog, unfortunately. I'm just out. No, I'm exactly in range of dog. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going behind that pillar. You can take any action as you deem fit.
I move.
Yes.
Twice.
Very good. That's fine. So if you attack me, I'm going to explode.
Oh, actually, I'll go this way. So I'm
if you attack me,
ever
I'm
so
going to
slightly
explode.
further away from this land, right? So I can't attack here, but we're fine.
Sure. Yeah. So Mortex Cyclopean with Dreadglaive has range 5. So we're going to go. Yeah.
Like the dogs are going to be the issue. I think the dogs getting shot to death. It will be a perpetual issue in this matchup.
I hope so.
And your guys are cheaper than my dogs, so like a dog dying is actually quite difficult to points on.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So like these here kind of need to just like exist and survive. So this wounded one
No, go under
under the thing.
thing. Sure. If this is pure River Blades, I would have been able to move like here somewhere.
Yeah. So if you aren't aware, pure Riverblades. So their movement goes from movement 5 to movement 6 on the first move, movement 7 on the second move, and movement 8 if they're Riverblading. So
Yes.
they are staggeringly fast with terrain chaining
Very
and
fast.
their abilities. They're crazy good. Let's go with the Cyclopean.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
This is fine.
Is there a way to get to both? Probably not, so we're just going to go here. 7.4. 6. Well, you can't attack. That's fine. This one guy, he's holding out against everyone. Like a legend.
I'm going like this.
Legit, I kind of want, like, not attack him.
Breastlancer can just beat you up with his normal attacks.
My guy can beat your guy up though. Like he's still got a 2-4 damage profile. You know what I mean? Like
2-4 isn't bad. Not many attacks though.
no. I think you won 5 so because you're T4 because you were barely elf.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
solution is to kind of just instead
run away.
kind of maybe like over here
Sure.
or yeah, I'm going to support the Cyclopean.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got it now.
All right. So we're done then. In that case,
Yes. So I score 430 points.
400. Wait, is it a rolling tally?
No.
Taken down in that battle round. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you scored 430.
Which is unfortunate
I
because it's
scored-
almost double. Because you got 220.
Yeah.
Almost
220.
double.
Okay. So you're going to get 2 points, and I'm going to
Yep.
get 1 point.
Yes. I'm still behind, which means I've still got control of the comet. And the scary thing is, if I put it here,
Hmm.
I mean, it's actual initiative, so I'll wait until then. But I could put it here, but it also buffs all your guys.
Yes.
So I would need to perform quite well
Mhm.
to make up for the terror.
All right. So let's do the thing. So next
Initiative.
turn. Tokens.
2 doubles, 2 singles.
Triple, a double, and a single.
I have initiative. I make single.
Okay, do I force it? Forcing it would be good. Let's force it. Roll this. 3. Could have been better.
Fingers crossed. Hey.
Oh, you choose.
I will take initiative, and I'll also. I am going to pick this quarter because it's going to be a fun quarter. We'll see if it pays off though. So everyone's got +1 strength, +1 attack.
Yes.
So my Cycloptean will go first and swing at your guy. Yeah, hitting you on 3s.
So he's 4, 6, 3, 4. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Very likely I die off of this, so let's lethal Gaia you. Get as much damage as I can.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I want to do Nattering strike, get +2 attacks and try and kill you in one swing, but it won't matter because I can't then attack him afterwards. I'd rather try and I could kill you with one swing on 4 potentially. I need a really good roll for it though. We'll give it a go. Is it okay?
Go for it. Yep. Do 3.
You take 7.
7. I'm alive.
I'll swing
And then
again.
I'll do it again.
Sure.
I do 3. And
That
I
was
die.
the first roll. That'd been so good because I could have bestial leap and killed that one as well, possibly. That's fine. Honestly, taking 3 damage is painful.
Okay, where's the table quarter?
So both of these will get it.
Very good. That's okay. I think we'll go over here. So who's in range of what? Okay, he's in range of this dog. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go River Blades to start with.
That makes sense.
Use that ability. We're gonna attack the unwounded dog.
Mm-hmm.
Any reactions on unwounded dog? What's your toughness? 4.
4.
Okay, wound on 5s. 4, 3, 1, 2.
Nah, let's tank it.
Okay. 5s. I do 2,
Yes.
and then other dog dies. And now I will disengage
Yes.
and then roll a dice into you. It's 2. Done.
I'll go with the Prowler.
Yep.
And purely because I can't stand the open and get shot by a slam. He is going to move and engage whilst being painfully close to him, so never good. Let's try and not be in blade range. I cannot prevent that. That's fine. So
Sure.
fucking blades.
Good ability.
Oh look, I can. So if I just move like to here, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do.
fine.
I'll swing once whilst I'm here.
Sure. I'll take it.
I won't use any abilities. I don't. I want you to be injured but not dead. Is is basically it. Set you on 4s with 3 dice. Thank God.
6.
That's 8.
Is that 8?
Oh God, I kill you. You only got 8
Yeah.
wounds. Shit.
Yeah.
No.
And
Damn
just the
it.
guy. Very good.
Oh, man.
Okay. Right.
The dream was to kill both of these with this one guy. And
I-
instead, I killed a streamer
sure
I didn't
it
want to kill. No.
Sure it was, but a slang can see your Cycloptean, which is kind of
Fuck
fun.
off, can he?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. Fucking slam. Honestly, right?
Totally can.
There is no universe where this motherfucker should be in the. Like, he's bigger than the. This is 5 inches tall. He's like, nah, man, I can
Hey, I'm
see
on
you.
I'm on a magic floating chair.
Piece of shit, Slam. Swear to God.
Alright, Slam's gonna fire at dog.
That's fair.
Yes, Slam's gonna fire at dog.
Hit on 4s though.
Hitting on.
T5
4s.
bend cover. Hit on fucking
Yeah.
4s. I'm not being on 3s.
Yeah. With 3 dice. Need 2 hits.
Ugh,
I got 2
course.
hits.
Of
So
course.
that kills. So we are going to use my triple as a double to get a bonus shot off. We're going to shoot the Cyclopean.
He is.
This
5s.
does wound on 5s. Is that right?
4s. I'm T5
Fours.
still with cover.
Yeah. So this is my free shot.
That's honestly right. It doesn't fucking
9. And then we'll fire again. I do.
Honestly right. Fucking slams.
Yeah.
Fucking slams. I swear to God.
It's good.
Uh, they are a bane. Absolute fucking
Very
bane.
good. Wait, Demetrios forced me to bring this. I'm just going to remind
No
you.
one forced you to bring a fucking slam. Get out of here.
He forced me, okay? This mission is forcing me to bring a slam.
Piece of shit. Started the stream and had to dip right away. Cool to come back and do Evil Dead versus the Water Boy. What's really upsetting, right, is that you've killed enough now that, like, even with my double points, I am still almost 100 points down on kills this turn.
Like, Cyclopeans are still expensive. I mean, okay, this Cyclopean will have died anyway, I'm pretty sure, because...
What do you have shit died? Crest Dancer? I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, the Crest Dancer double attacking with 5 attacks
actually,
strength 5, and Riverblaze doing another 4.
On this guy's rules, yes. Bearing in mind that you rolled like 1,000 crit, 6 skin, yes, he would have died to this.
Yeah, he would have killed you, it's fine.
But still. Frankly, on those rules, this guy would have killed him too. I don't think it would have mattered. But fucking Slan. Give me the rage to Slan. Like, I know the counter is to send like a fucking goober in and just lock him down.
Yeah, you could have done that first action.
But also, it doesn't work though, because you just killed the fucking dog and still shot for free anyway, so it doesn't actually work.
First action.
It doesn't actually work.
There's 2 dogs.
We'll go with this guy. We'll try and kill this guy.
What is this? Is it just a normal guy?
It's a normal dude.
Yes, it is. You got 3 attacks.
We'll Nattering strike to get 5 attacks.
1, 6. Jesus.
Yeah.
I will lethal Gaia.
I have 5 attacks because of Nattering strike.
Sure. If you roll 1s, you kill yourself.
Oh my god.
You take 9.
Ziggy.
Wow.
Ziggy, I know you're in chat.
If
Right.
I take 1?
Fuck you doing?
Is that right?
The fuck is this shit? I take 9? Have you seen what I've had to put up with? Really?
We're doing it.
So I'm down
I
to
see my
7.
bribes have gone my way.
I'll attack again.
Is this a normal attack or is it a
Yeah,
triple attack?
it
Leave
is.
it there.
I'll fucking kill myself. I've got
I
1
know.
wound left. Really?
Shit, what would
Ziggy, what the fuck is this shit? What's this roller? The fuck is this shit? I hit twice on 8 dice on 3+. The fuck is this? And I took 15 damage. The fuck is this, Ziggy? Over you.
Counter is a totally balanced.
This is better than with those rolls. That's better than actual regular roll counter.
This is better than like a Fobbering Crusher hitting you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it is apparently.
All right. Cool. Yeah, we'll go Crest Dance with Rope Sickle. We'll whip up a Terrific
I've
Power.
got 3 guys left. We both have 3 guys. No, you have 4 guys left. Okay.
I'm gonna whip you. So this thing gets +1 attack, +1 strength, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes to strength 5. So he's wounding on 3s. And that's it. Okay. I do 4.
Still 4. It's still good.
Yep. I'm gonna whip you again. Do you want to like react?
Nah, we're vibing.
Okay. I do 4, 7. We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
All I have to do is this 4 times.
All you gotta do is the rage. Okay, this piece of shit.
He was wounded, right?
Yeah, I have 9 wounds left total in the whole warband.
Remember, I've got an 8-inch threat range.
It's fine because he's not doing shit. He's going to use whatever it's called, Isaac Alcatraz. Yeah, so it's a really good point. So Practical Rice, Tough to Baby was going, the hell are these rolls? I know the fuck are these rolls. So I played a game of Malifaux yesterday as a thing, right? And Kit made a really good point that it doesn't feel anywhere near as bad to whiff in Malifaux because of how dice are always random, so you can always just get completely boned. But in Malifaux, you don't have dice; you flip cards from a deck, like a actual playing card deck. So if you flip a bunch of like ones and twos, it feels bad. It feels less bad because you know the rest of your flips are going to be better because there's only a limited number of bad luck you can possibly have before the good stuff comes through, right? So yeah, it's like, oh man, I missed the dynamic look of Malifaux compared to the absolute bullshit look of fucking dice. Yeah, so I'm gonna use Isaac Akatros. Let's get a bunch of wild dice. So because shock horror, by the way, Bestial Leap does not work on beasts.
Yeah,
the beasts can't do it.
Yeah, because it turns them into beasts. Your boys are already beasts. You gain 1 wild dice.
I gained 1. The average is 2.
Okay,
Ziggy,
so
come on now. Anything.
This is one of the problems.
Anything, Ziggy.
As a comment, this is one of the problems of Tyrantic Cohort pre-buff, right? Because a lot of their abilities are reliant on wild dice generation, and you only get 1. Imagine you only get 1 Eyes of Catacross per turn, and you roll that, and it's like, okay, well, the entire thing that my warband doesn't work. At least if you roll like 2 or 3 doubles, you can use it multiple times.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, so where's Dogman going?
He is waiting, but because I don't like waiting because waiting's for bitches. He's going to move to here for 1 action, then move back on his 2nd action.
Okay, sure. Alright.
Because I can't go through the dog because I'm a beast.
Yes, you can't go through the dog because you're a beast. I'm gonna go here.
The dice will show up the last round. That's the script. It won't matter in the last round because my guys have 1 wound. They'll die. They'll counter. It wouldn't even need to be before guy.
Yeah, why don't I just engage you there? I'm just gonna engage you.
Yeah, I'll just kill myself, dude. Death is assured across the board.
There we go.
Final
we're done, right?
Yes. So, despite me getting the
Double
bonus points, didn't fucking matter because you almost doubled me. Despite that.
So I get 2.
Yeah, 2 to 1.
You get 1. All right. So we're getting to the last set. It's only 6 to 4. There's only 2 points there.
I only have like 7 wounds between my guys. The fuck are you talking about?
Did I use wild dice last turn?
Yes, you try steal initiative. You put both of them in.
I did. Yeah.
I just want to point out this is like as a funny thing. So I've rolled my initiative. So I've rolled 6 dice, and I've rolled 3 1s and a 2. So
that's 9 damage.
so even rolling initiative, I'm rolling really low numbers just out of spite.
I rolled 3 doubles.
Nice.
I got exactly what I wanted.
Rampage ain't saving me here. We are commenting here. The comment's going here for shits and giggles.
Sure.
I'm making another triple.
Ooh. What's your quad? You have a quad?
I do. It's incredibly powerful. It's movement based though, which is not relevant here.
Sure.
It's potentially your whole warband moves for free, which is insanely good.
What about your other wild dice?
Boop.
That's annoying. I'm gonna make a 555 in that case.
We're going all out.
Okay.
My guy, the Cyclopean.
Is he going to use attack boosting powers?
No, he's going to use Unleashed Rage.
Okay.
1 crit becomes 2 crits.
Very good.
I only need 1 crit. I only need 1 crit to kill you.
If you're rolling into my reaction, that's probably better to boost your crits as opposed to getting more attacks. So yeah, I can get behind that.
It's completely irrelevant because 1 crit will kill you. I don't need 2 crits, but we're doing it anyway.
I will river counter anyway because
really
you need Yeah, because so
Of
you
course.
need 2 misses to do 1 damage back.
Yeah.
Whereas River Counter just does 1/1, right? So I think statistically that works out.
So the ideal scenario here is that I
3 dice also. Yeah.
hit all hits and one of them's a crit.
Sure. You die. And do 2. Very good.
Ziggy, come on now.
Very good.
I haven't
Alright,
seen a
cool.
6 since I was a young boy. That's me done. The fact, for the record, right? That was another 6 fucking damage. This Cycloptean took 21 damage across his attack actions and still failed to kill this motherfucker. It was
Elves of Fist.
11. He swung 11 times, did 4 damage, and took 21 damage.
So we're gonna do something fun. This stream runner is gonna use River Plates. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna throw some blades into your Prowler.
Piece of shit.
He dies.
Also, he's got more wounds than that. He's got 8.
Oh, I thought he had wounds. Oh. Okay, sure. Dude, I thought he had 1 wound left. All right.
Nah,
cool.
he's wounded, but he's not that wounded. Unleashed Rage should be based on how shit your dice were up to that point. Toast to do 100 damage. You're damn right I would. Honestly, right? I can't even get mad, right? Like, it's frustrating, but it's also hilarious, right? Because I spent all of Wild Dice, all of Wheel Cry, dicing this man
doing this.
week after week for like 4 seasons of Wheel Cry. I deserve this. It's amazing.
You totally do.
Okay,
I thought you only had like 1 wound left, so that's why I did that. But we're doing it anyway because I committed to it. So I'm committing to it.
It also doesn't matter as well because I killed myself. I think you scored twice as many points on my model that tried to kill you.
Wait, is that? Any fight is taken down in that? Yeah, I do. I totally do. I gain like 300 points just for taking that.
So I attacked and gave you 300 points.
Very good.
Okay, Thoratic Prowler, my boy, my last hope. Yes. He's using Unleashed Rage as well. So 4 dice. Hit on 4s, because he's got +1 strength now. 1 6 and a hit will kill. That'll be 10 damage.
6 and a hit will kill. Jesus. I'm going to Lethal Gaia. Because that's what we do. Apparently.
I am not surprised.
The source of damage.
What 6? Ziggy, what the fuck is this? Where are the 6s?
I take 4, and you take 3.
3. So I'm down to 6.
You're down to 3. So if you attack again and roll a 1, you're dead.
Yeah. Let's fucking do it.
We're doing it. Lethal Gaia. Let's go.
Motherfucker.
There's the 1.
Where's the fucking 6, Ziggy? What the fuck? How many attacks do I need to put out if I get even a single crit? And not roll 1s?
You're the best, Prowler.
Oh my god. So I kill myself. I don't even kill you. You left on 2. Yep. For fuck's sake.
Yep.
Fucking hell. That was hilarious.
I move. I'm going to use +1 move.
I've been tabled. God, when is the last time you've been tabled? Like,
I'm gonna +1 move, and there we go.
Everyone basking under the glow of the comet. When elves are squishy, but it's fine if your opponent can't hit you. Nerf River Blades.
You didn't kill anything.
I killed some things. I killed 4 guys. Not this turn. No, I suicided and achieved nothing this turn. Everyone killed themselves this turn. Oh, that was hilarious. Like, legitimately, I think this list is really good. The issue, I think, was I alluded to it slightly in my facelift video, is that all of the warbands that got facelifts still aren't, like, A tier. Like, they don't have that. They don't have the tools to deal with like the hyper competitive picks. Like dealing with this, like can Pyregeist steal for Slan? No. Can Claws of Karanak? Not even close. Like things like the massive scary threats in Warcry that dominate like order, chaos, destruction. This building,
Well, I think
they can't easily deal with.
you know what? I think a Slan has a very special place because it's ranged, right?
Yeah, it's an absolute dingus.
Yeah, all of the other power pieces are like close combat power pieces, right?
avoid
And
them.
they have play around because you can. Oh, I'm going to go tie up a Fulmari Crusher with a dog, and oh
I'm
no,
going-
my dog is dead. But
I'm going to net this big Titan and then not deal with it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to net the Slan. Awesome. I'm going to kill your
Yeah.
friend on the other side of the universe. It's fine. Don't worry.
well, I'll kill you and your friend.
Yeah. Like it's one of those. It's one of those models where like, because it's got no minimum range as well. Like you can't even engage a friend nearby potentially because you can. There's still a chance you can shoot into combat. Like. If he had like a piddly like melee profile, it wouldn't be so bad. But the fact that he doesn't, he's just an absolute murder hobo.
Uses mind
He's
bullets. Yeah,
insane.
I think his main drawback is just those 3 attacks, right? So if this was a 285 point destruction monster, this thing would be like 4 attacks, 5 attacks. It would flatten things.
Yeah.
If it was a Vanguard, it has the same threat projection as a Slan does, and arguably does way more damage than a Slan because it kind of hits the thing and kills it, right? Because it's Vanguard. So I think I said it at the beginning, right? The Slan needs to pull its weight, otherwise it just feels mediocre. And like when you're rolling like 1 hit, 2 hits out of your 6 dice that you're throwing, it doesn't feel good at all. That's kind of why I like the where is he? This guy, Seneschal with the Authara darts. So on average, Slan does 6 damage. On average, this thing does 6 damage, just because it's got more dice to its throwing.
Yeah.
But it's got River Blades as well, so it's like, oh, 6 plus 4. And then it does things.
River Blades is so you didn't miss a single dagger, so it's unlikely to miss, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's on a 1, it'll miss.
yeah, it's very unlikely it'll actually miss. It is so reliable. It's so good. Especially again, like 18 wound model. No one likes taking 2 damage, but like 18 wound, like the classic burly mid range of like 15, 18s, they don't want to take 4 damage for free.
Well, yeah, even
The 10 wound guys, it almost halves their wounds, right?
yeah.
And they
Well,
can't
this is what I
catch
was
them because they're too
thinking
slow.
about, Stormcast Eternals, right? Something like a what is it? A thingy lord, Annihilator Prime. Is it 25 wounds on Annihilator Prime? Is that right?
25, yeah.
Yeah, 25. It's like you think about it, 25 wounds toughness 6, that's a lot of wounds to shift. But suddenly 21 wounds at toughness 6, or like 18 wounds at toughness 6 out of a couple of doubles that ignore toughness, becomes like psychologically, it's a much easier time thinking, okay, well, I don't have 30 wounds to chew through, it's only 26 wounds. If you get me.
Yeah. No, yeah. I know what I mean.
And it's like events like this, right? Let's say, for example, give me a 2 wound, like this guy, right? So you had this thing, but when we had this fight, it was like this, and like a full wound, one of these, whatever, right? So this is where River Blades really shines, because you can go attack, River Blades kill, attack that, River Blades attack this.
Well, even in this scenario before, when I had a guy here,
Yeah.
I was engaged up here. You engaged the dog down here. Attack him, dagger up here, kill a guy over here, or theoretically, again, someone on like across here, you could like, hit it over here and kill a guy over there. Like it's got such a big bubble that
Exactly.
you can do all kinds of like cheeky like double kills, triple kills even in the right scenarios and setups.
And
And
that's
also,
what this-
you played aggressively. Like you were playing aggressively. You didn't actually at any point have to attack me, right? Because when by the Slan being murderous, you could have used your guys and just stayed away and just like with the right dice. You didn't get that many doubles realistically that game. You could spend a whole turn. I've got like 3-4 doubles. I can just stay away from you and like just hit daggers, and then your 4 wound models can't catch us, and when they do, well, my guys are probably better in combat because I've got such a high volume of attacks. I can also just disengage and then move and still throw daggers along the way. And it's like, you don't actually have to attack people.
So, So I tried to. I did like a members video on this, right, where I was trying to explain this concept. But we've got the models here, so I can totally explain it, right? Imagine this is turn 1. Because I was talking about 10 wound chaff specifically. And how you, like, it's unreasonable to expect you to just go, okay, I'm gonna delete individual chaff turn on turn with this kind of thing. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts is the way this works. So these have average damage 6. You can substitute this in for the seneschal, of course, also because it's got the same average damage. So what Slan can do, it'll do this, right? On average, we're just talking about average numbers. We're not talking about anything else. Slan does that, and then if you have 2 doubles, it does this. Right, this is 1 turn, and then on the next turn, average damage from the Slan kills these 2, average damage from River Blaze kills these 2. So you've gone like in 3 attack actions. No, sorry, not even 3 attack actions. 1 attack action from the Slan and like a couple of doubles off of River Blaze, and you've just traded 4 fighters. And like that is devastating to come back from if you're playing like a normal mission.
Yeah, like your standard warband is 8 to 9 models, right? You've just killed half their warband. The entire chaff base is dead now. In a 8-man, that's the whole chaff base gone. In a 9-man, that's most of the chaff base gone probably. So now all they've got are the like more impactful things, which you don't care about now because you can out-activate and stay away from them and win via objective, win via treasures.
That's right. Yeah.
You never need to engage now. You're so far ahead on activation.
Damage. Because I was talking about it in the context of Soulblight Gravelords. I was like, how do I beat Soulblight Gravelords? When you realize that all their chaff are 10 wounds and they're within that kill range, suddenly when you're killing 4 guys a turn, there's no Gravelord player alive that can come back from that. Like, oh no, I'm going to resurrect 1 guy. Oh, wow, amazing.
Yeah, like the Soulblight thing is like, realistically, you only, like, on turn 1, usually things don't die. Turn 2, combat starting, but if you're a Soulblight player, you've probably played in a way that you're not going to get, like maybe 1 guy might die, because you're using your reaction to reduce the damage, you might be doing other things to heal them up. So turn 2, 1 guy might die, and then you'll revive him turn 3. You can't, like, as long as only 1 guy dies on turn 2, turn 3, you don't care about turn 4, like, you don't really care. Once you start losing models on like 4 guys in 1 turn, 2 guys, like once multiple guys die turn 2, you can't keep up with the flow of death.
Yeah, that's it.
When the most popular zombies are actually highly impactful pieces, like the lightning zombies, who actually do damage, have good attack stats, and do damage in terms of their actual like abilities, you're killing their chaff, who are also highly impactful. That they can't come back from still, because they're investing all their dice in reviving if they want to do that, but they're not doing anything else, like lightning zaps, like shambling horde or whatever they want to do, right? So you'll choose, and if they're using skeletons, my god, they're fucked up, right? Because people prefer skeletons to regular zombies. Skeletons get absolutely mulched because the 6 damage from this guy means a single blade kills the skeleton, right? Zombies have a better chance of surviving against this kind of like list, but people only take the lightning zombies or skeletons.
Yeah, I was also thinking about Skaven, right? Your average Skaven list is like 7-8 guys. It's a bunch of clan rats and a couple of I don't know what the Skaven list is going to look like now, admittedly, after they got the nerfs. But assuming that people still want to take double rat ogres because double rat ogres are legit good, all of the clan rats die in 1 turn. And then the Skaven player's like, okay, well, I can bring back 1 clan rat, but I've got 4 activations now, so how am I winning this game?
Because the Skaven the Skaven battle trait's solid, but like it
only brings back a guy. Like
it's not going to bring back like enough to stymie this kind of like chaff murdering output. the only thing I can maybe see causing issues is like the usual like more smashy things, right? That are like
Totally.
because like, the slan is these two are your damage, right? But if you ever hitting on 5+, then like those toughness 6 bodies are going like we don't really care, and I guess ogres, but at that point you just kill the chaff and ignore them, right?
That's it, right? When the goblins die, that's 90% of the game done. But even then, how many wounds does Gutlord have? 38?
I want to say 32, but it could be 38.
32? 38?
Have a look.
Check.
32 sounds really low, actually.
32. Okay,
It
32
is 32.
wounds.
It's 32. Holy shit! I was lowballing there.
2 sets of River Blades does 8 damage to that. And suddenly it's not looking so invincible as a Gutlord.
No. Yeah.
So what? It's like 32, 30, 28, 26, 24. Like, suddenly it's got 24 wounds, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? There's a world in which I think I could kill this.
Yeah. Like a couple of river blades, maybe direct a cheeky slant shot or 2 in there.
Yeah. Well, Slan will be winning on 4s, right? So
Yeah.
6 dice, you're expecting 2 hits and a crit. So that's another 12 damage on top of the 8 that you've already. That's 20 wounds, just like out of a couple of actions without actually having to engage it. And that's the real real crux of the matter, is that you don't need to engage the Gutlord to be able to do this.
No, and I think one little final thing. So since we're talking about like more meta-based things, Dispossessed, obviously incredibly popular because they're very powerful. You fucked them up so badly. They do nothing.
Yeah.
They can't they're too slow. They can't catch you. Their big things are too slow typically, so they can't catch you.
Doesn't their reaction only work on
melee? So your abilities and the slan and your leader prevent reaction. So you're just blending through them. They've only got 12 wounds, so they're more durable than like a dog. They're toughness 5, so the slans go to struggle a little bit, but like still, it's still very possible to just shred through them, and ignore all their sneaky tricks that come along with it, right? They're good. They're really good. The slan's obviously great. The slan's not necessarily required, but he's a very good pick, as he has been since the dawn of time.
Well,
he synergizes so well in this list particular.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's why I wanted this. And there is the 9-man list with 2 of these, and they do the same damage. But I feel like I want like a durable platform to be able to do what I need to do. So it kind of had to be the slan in the case of this mission pack specifically. I know Andy's going to be running a variant of his pack in Bristol, the one we played, and I think the 9-man River Blades will play very nicely into that pack, because you can kind of do both. Yeah.
No, that I think that would be a good shout for the 9-man in that sort of pack. I do wonder. So I think one of the things that people with ranged in Warcry is like good ranged always feels a bit oppressive, because there aren't really any systems in Warcry that effectively help you against ranged, right? Because cover isn't that impactful. The take cover reaction is frankly pretty shit, and that's all you have bar line of sight blocking and engaging things, which doesn't always work if they've got no minimum range. And I don't know how you fix that, right? Because it is difficult to deal with. We see this with like the crossbow spam in the past with Will to Call, right?
Yeah, I think
how do you deal with that kind of
big difference?
Because it doesn't quite. The game doesn't seem built for that kind of range pressure. The slan he's only one guy. He's expensive, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, in general,
the
right?
Slan is feast or famine. But even then, I think it's only the crossbows that can really do the kind of playstyle that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like even if you go Master Hunchi's Claws, I played Master Hunchi's Claws for a long time. They're fine, but when you're doing 1/4 damage, you need to crit to do damage. And you have like half the amount of shots that a crossbow spam list does.
Yeah.
Without all the bonus activations and actions, it's not as good as people think. Like someone will get crit twice by a claw and say, "Oh, it's broken," but how often does that happen on 2 dice?
Yeah. I think the last little sort of like thing that elevates the slant is that most, not all, most shooting things don't have. Most great shooting things don't have 3 shots at strength 4, and they don't have on kill shoot again, and they also don't have 35 wounds. Right, the big range threats in the game were in the past Pock, the Arbalista, right?
Hrothgorn's got 40 wounds.
Hrothgorn at 40 is the other, and the Bloodpelt Hunter are exceptions to that rule. But
the main thing of
he's a tanky boy. You can't just you can assassinate a Pock, you can assassinate most other range things. You can't do that with a slant. He's way too burly.
The main thing that Slant has going for him, realistically, is the fact that he's almost 6 inches tall. That's it.
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, at 6 inches, he's rather ginormous.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the things that you would be taking to assassinate a Pock, I think are the same things you take against a Slant. So I'm thinking about Hex Wraiths, right? A Hex Wraith is really good at counting to 12 when it charges, even better after all the buffs. That will run into a Slant, cut it in half, and a Slant does not have the damage to take out 25 wounds, realistically. Because at a 6 dice, it's going to go crit and 4 hits? Yeah, crit and 4, which is 18 plus 6, which isn't enough to one-shot a Hex Wraith.
It's pretty damn close, though.
It's close. No, it's close, but Hex Wraith is also 100 points cheaper than Slant is. And then on the next turn, it basically comes down to, okay, who's going to roll initiative? If the Nighthawk player rolls initiative, that's a dead Slant, because it's going to put that triple in there, it's going to roll its dice, and the Slant will fall over with 4 or 5 damage.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of the same kind of tools that you would use. It's just a bit it's not exactly intuitive.
Yeah, I think the only saving grace in the game that I got shredded in is that the Slant didn't get deployed here turn 1.
Yes.
If he was there turn 1...
last time that's what killed it. Remember in our previous game, you put a dog up against it, and
that is true. Actually, in that scenario, actually, even the Centauri, a dog, sending in multiple guys flying up here and just keep on bogging them down would have probably done it eventually. But in general, a Slant elevated is covering more than half the board. He's up here, you can see even more. He's now 9 inches in height.
Yes.
He's ignoring cover now because he's 2 inches above the ground.
He's the tallest boy.
He is just blending through anyone. There's just so much space denied. He's pretty darn scary.
All right.
It's a good list.
Cool.
It's a very good list.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It took me an age to actually nail it down. So many combinations of guys. There's a version of this where you only take 2 Crest Dancers, but you give them the Wounds Blessing.
Right.
But I think triple Crest Dancers kind of where you want to go. If you're going to take them, you take 3. If you give them all the Wounds Blessing, that'd be pretty good. But that's another 30, 40, 45 points, which is a lot to find. Considering 20 points more gets you a body.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's a good list. I'll be interested to see how it pans out in the London GT. I imagine very well.
Hopefully, I hope so. I've got a bit of a mixed track record with any warband smaller than 10 guys.
Well, I think it's also it's got the advantage as well of Riverblades have not been played for a whole year and a half or something, right? So people it's one of those things where people don't necessarily know how to deal with their nonsense or how to play into it because they don't have that experience, right? They don't have the muscle memory to go after it. So there's that aspect too, where this is a fairly new warband realistically now, coming in and catch people by surprise.
Yeah, no, that's true. I had someone ask, "Oh, has there been any news for Warcry?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean news? There's just been a thing." And he's like, "Oh, new books, new boxes, that kind of thing." And I need to reply back to the guy who asked me this, and I think the answer is those last 4 warbands that nobody played are basically brand new warbands.
Yeah, they're all incredibly playable now, to different degrees. They're not all equally as good, but they're all most of them went from like unplayably D tier to like, actually good enough to have fun with.
Yes.
So,
but anyway, I've got to be off, Toast. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being on. It was a wonderful game. Always good to chat with you.
Yes. I think you need to reset TTS before it blows up your stream.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, so TTS has a memory leak issue, I believe. So if I leave TTS on too long on stream, it tends to actually like destroy my PC and cause a blue screen. Hence why every stream for the past like 2 months has been ending very abruptly.
Yes. But
we'll
anyway, I will see you later. Thank you for having me on. See you, chat. Have fun.
Toodaloo. Okie dokie, let's get all this all sorted out. This one, I think. Boop. Shorted. Ziggy, when the attacker is higher than the target, they do. So if you are 2 inches above the thing you are attacking, you ignore cover. So if you're elevated enough, you can just blast them. If you can't see them still, then it doesn't count. But you do ignore cover otherwise. I had started that in a game, but was corrected. I think I got it from Kill Team. Let's have a look. Cover. It's in here somewhere. Any money, it'll be hidden away somewhere. I'll find it in a second. Velas, I like how we currently aren't getting more boxes at the moment. Makes the temptation to pick up new teams easier when there are no new teams. Yes, I kind of agree. I'm at the point of my sort of like Warcry acceptance, right? And I've been for a long time, as Wild Dice has mentioned several times in the past, that Warcry has plenty of content. Right? It's got as is, right? Like the amount of warbands in the game is vast. Isn't the shooting? I don't know. It is vast, right? So when there's like 60 plus warbands, do you really need more like bespoke teams added to that? Frankly, not really. It would be nice, sure, but like Aitan was saying there, that when a whole bunch of like late end of life, end of physical support Warcry product was terrible in terms of like rules quality and playability, is that really the content you want? And if they go back and try to fix and amend those mistakes or those issues, well, that old product becomes playable, therefore worth investing into, right? That is now new product to play with. That's new content that you didn't have before, because why would you play like pre-buff Claws of Karanak other than that they look cool, they look pretty, but like the actuals were unplayably bad. Vilas, it's been fun getting updates for teams that need it and the occasional cool new allies. Yes. And we're getting Chaos Dwarfs. Like, it's not a dedicated thing for Warcry, but we're getting Chaos Dwarfs rules, right? The Hellsmiths of Hashut is a whole new faction to mess around with. We got Order Vizier in the same way. The Black Talons in a similar way. Reworks to Six of Sigmar as well came in that way. Among Dark Oath came in that way as well, right? We're getting new warbands still. They're just not labelled with a big old war cry slapped on the front, which is good enough, frankly. I am going to find the rule for cover, because it exists. I don't know where it is. Honestly, the actual Warcry rulebook it hides things everywhere. Is it in? It's not in cover, I'm sure. It is there though. If you are 2 inches above. Yeah, it's somewhere. It exists. I'm not going crazy. But cover's weird. No. Honestly. I feel like I'm going crazy now. It's definitely there. I'm like putting my whole belief in my knowledge of Warcry to the test here. That somewhere in here, it'll be a word that we're missing, right? It's probably not cover. That's not it. I keep on clicking that. It's not that. God damn, we're gonna find it. My brain's melting thinking about it. It's just not in here. Surely it's in here. Yeah, so in this instance, yeah, it's an example. Like, so if they're shooting, if you're above them, you're in cover, right? But I'm sure it goes the other way around as well, unless I'm just going truly insane. I could be wrong. Yeah, I thought so too, but I checked thoroughly. I might have to actually pull out the actual Warcry rulebook. Like, I may have to actually get the Warcry. I am, unless I am actually just straight wrong, which I could be. We need to get into this. my illness-rattled brain is just not thinking of the correct word to look. You would think it would be cover though. Maybe I am wrong. Like, I saw that at time, but I distinctly remember reading that if you are 2 inches above, you ignore cover. Maybe it's just like a thing that's just been I've been doing wrong forever and just haven't noticed it. That must be surely a fairly common mistake then, right? Because the universal acceptance that if you're 2 inches above, you ignore cover is widely believed to be the case, right? Oh my, that's insane. Because I can't find it. So like, mayhaps I made it up. But yeah, if you're shooting through a platform, that makes sense, right? That you're in cover. Yeah. Well, I unless it's hidden away somewhere in the incredibly badly laid out rulebook of Warcry under some really obscure, stupid thing. Yeah, you do not ignore cover if you are 2 inches above the attacker, apparently, according to the cover rules, which makes sense. But interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, with that sort of like staggering revelation, I blame Kill Team. That might be a good idea. Blame Kill Team. Kill Team rules bleeding through into Warcry. Line of sight. Line of sight. I've checked attack actions a few times. Yep, that's not what you say. This determines what is a range attack and what's not a range attack. Damage, which wouldn't really matter. Maybe vision, like apparently line of sight just doesn't exist as a searchable term. Vision, visibility, maybe. No. Nah, maybe we're all crazy. Problem Ziggy. Ziggy's the sanest one here. Because, yeah, I can't find... Also, I love how sequencing is hidden away in generic, like, this. In with the Tools of War section. That's where you'll find sequencing, one of the most important parts of discerning really weird hedge cases. Is just here, vibing by itself. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, no, I think we've exhausted every possible thing to look for to try and find this thing that maybe just me, but I distinctly remember playing games of Warcry for my entire Warcry career where people have been saying, oh cool, yeah man, it's 2 inches above terrain, you're fine. Maybe we've never, maybe no one's ever played a correct game of Warcry. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe we're all out of touch. And it's the children who are correct. How the hell do you ignore the base if you're drawing true line of sight to models? Velas, you legend. Please. Put me out of my misery. Confirm I'm not going crazy because I'm going insane pondering this. It could be. It could just be a misread, but Velas might have found it. Looked on the core rules on Warcom. Gotta type it in once. Okay. Waiting with bated breath. Yeah, I'm excited. That's not the issue. That's just the beauty of Warcry. In this example, the fighter on the platform is in cover from the fighter on his own battlefield floor because they are mulling. Yes, so that's in here as well. So the issue we're looking for is I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandma treats, if you're about 2 inches above the target, that you ignore cover. But Ziggy's revealed that's not the case. This will never search for that. Nah, it's unsearchable on Warcry, I think. If it is there, I may off stream. Never heard of it. See, maybe I am going crazy. Maybe it isn't the kids who are wrong. It is actually me. Oh no. I may need to do a video, a sequel to the video of rules everyone gets wrong, and slap this one on there. Because this does seem like a really commonly mistaken. If it is the case, it's a really commonly mistaken thing, I think. Interesting. But with that bombshell out of the way, and my belief system shattered on the nature of cover, I think I'll call it there. I am very ill. I'm slowly dying. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that is logical and came from Kill Team. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Yeah. God damn. It's one of those things as well, like how understanding what falling is, right? Like, there was a really interesting period of time where people didn't realize that jumping didn't cause falling, because the assumption that jumping and then dropping down would be a fall, but falling and moving horizontally, moving vertically downwards in this manner is not falling. So there was a time in Warcry's early-ish life where people were, if you jumped next to dangerous terrain, you would be impaled on spikes because you fell, and the dangerous terrain caused damage if you fell next to it as well. But there was actually very few instances where you can actually fall in Warcry. Most of the time, it'll come from jumping, and jumping does not cause falling. So it's one of those. The Warcry rules are odd. They're really odd. There are some really odd things. But cover certainly isn't one of them. Cover is just people going crazy. I would place my own falling fighter when I'd like to fall off the side of the Realm Shaper. You can, because it was another thing, right? It was a really weird stage as well, and I'm talking like TTS League, like actual competitive Warcry, to like one of the highest standards, where at some point people thought that if you jumped off somewhere, that due to the falling rules, your opponent placed you within 1 inch of where you were jumping. And that was a real thing people did because of the assumption that moving vertically downwards was the same as falling, because it sounds like it would be when it's not, because falling is a keyword, right? Honestly, as good as the Warcry rules are, they're also uniquely janky in some of the best ways, which I do love. But I'll call the stream there, I think. A lot of nattering this stream. A great game against Itan. Tricohawk getting absolutely just picked apart by the murderous Riverblades, which you just love to see. Were they the ones? No, it was Twist Wheeled and Tricohawk, so they weren't paired up with them, no. The opponent always places you, right, if you fall due to climbing. It says fall, yes. Yes, if you fall during climbing, it does say fall, which means you go into falling. And here it says, if a fighter falls, the opposing player picks a point on the platform or the battlefield floor that is 2 inches horizontally of the fighter that has fallen. So yes, if you are climbing and fall down, your opponent does actually place you, which is a big deal, which is pretty cool. Ziggy, thanks for joining the stream. It was always good having you there, and you've actually shattered my perception of Warcry here. So I need to go to bed and cry deeply at that revelation. Thanks to Itan for popping in as well and having that great game, and thanks to everyone else who's joined the stream. It's been wonderful as per. A bit more nattery, talking about everything from Warcry to Malifaux to War Machine and Blood Bowl and fantasy. It's been a great time. I'll catch you all next week. Ta-ra.